here we go.
What's up?
For the first time,
Oh, yeah.
Godfrey and Lord Jamar
Uh-huh.
Bam.
being interviewed by Vlad.
Live. And Vlad is here
Yes.
in the room.
Vlad is.
He's not just a disembodied voice.
Yeah.
It's the trifecta.
He's here.
He's
Actually
here.
In the room.
All three of us.
All three of us in the room.
Matter of fact, the first time all three of us have been in the same room.
This is
Yes,
true.
it's the first time.
First time ever.
We
First
need
time.
to
First
smoke
time.
one after this.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's
Okay.
do it.
Let's
Hell
do
yeah.
it.
We gonna smoke the spirit.
So let's get started.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Top of the news right now, Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Damn. The first thing I want to say is Fat Joe warned him.
Yeah.
You see that video? Fat Joe is warning his ass.
Oh, I warned him too.
you warned him too?
Right here on VladTV.
What?
I mean, I heard an interview where he said, I want people to test my gangster. And I'm
Yeah.
like, bruh, you don't want that. Like, there's always going to be somebody more gangster or more something, whatever the fuck.
I warned him.
You warned.
I said, you're going to get what you ask for. And,
And you even told him before Fat Joe, huh?
I don't know if it was before.
But-
But everybody was telling him around that time. I think all certain OGs saw the road that he was going down.
Yep.
Saw that it could be a perilous one. And we felt like, hey, young man, like, you might be doing a little much.
Yeah.
You know, you asking for all this smoke.
Yeah.
You're going to fuck around and be coughing on, you know, you're going to get smoke inhalation in a minute. You keep going off all the smoke. So now, here we are, fast forward, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah. And I watched the Fat Joe joint, and Fat was like, yo, I'm telling you, man.
You
You
know,
know,
said the feds.
yeah, the Fat, he goes, yo,
Specifically
my
told
man,
him.
I'm telling you, know, Fat is very passionate about shit. He be like, my man, I'm trying to tell you, son, you're gonna get fucking caught. You're not listening to me, man. When you have to sit down and record a warning, you know what I'm saying?
To the person?
To the person going, listen, brah. I want people to, I hope this gets mad views, because he actually is I heard he's an all right guy, the guy. He's just caught up in shit. His name's Daniel, was it Daniel Cortez?
Hernandez.
Hernandez, he has the same name as my brother, Daniel. Listen, he should have called him Daniel. Listen, Daniel, stop it. Daniel, Jose Hernandez. Stop it. You gotta call them.
Stop it now.
Yes, because most of these dudes, they have these hardcore names, usually have the safest names in the world. Daniel, stop it. Daniel, cut it out. Daniel Hernandez Jr., cut it out.
I don't know if Tekashi's the hardest name.
What the fuck
that
is
sounds
that?
like a
What is
like
Tekashi?
an anime
And
name.
669
or
at
some
the
shit.
end.
Sounds like,
Which is
Right.
it sounds like Japanese, and 69 sounds
Yeah.
sexual.
Some sort of anime
anime.
porn
Is he?
name.
anime for
He's
it.
no Takashi.
6ix9ine.
Maybe he was watching one of those anime boys. Look at it, does it go 6ix9ine. He was like this. Yeah, that's gonna be me. Fuck that. Tekashi 6ix9ine. That's not his voice. But anyway, yo, I watched him on Breakfast Club, and he was like, I can do whatever the fuck I want. I can do whatever the fuck
Well,
I
that was
want.
the first time or the second time?
I don't know. I just popped it up. I saw him, and I don't know if it was the first second, but he was like, I can do whatever I want. What is he, 22? 20.
Yeah, like 22, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, I can do whatever I want. It doesn't matter. So he was just caught up, man.
I think this is, you know, the thing that no one really talks about, you know, that I could somewhat relate to myself.
Mhm.
The first time that you start getting a certain amount of power and money, and you have a crew of dudes that roll with you
It's
and is willing
intoxicating.
to do whatever violent thing you ask them to do, it gets intoxicating. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're not someone that doesn't fight a lot and stuff like that. I remember when I first, you know, started popping, and you know some of the people I roll with and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, they're pretty scary people. You know, one of them killed someone with his bare hands when he was 17.
Ah,
You know,
damn.
another one did like 8 years. And, you know,
And they're around you.
they're around me. They're my friends.
Wow.
And you know, if I tell them like, yo, go do that to this person, they're like, all right. You know, because I've been holding them down all these years, and yeah, all right,
They
cool.
got you.
They got me.
Yeah.
And you know, I understand, like, you know, you can't do that type of shit because you will get caught up, but it gets intoxicating, and you get drunk off that shit. And I think for the first time, Daniel, who's like 5'7",
Is he 5'7"?
he's 5'7", yeah, because we actually looked up his police report and stuff like that. You know, I've met him before. Not a very strong.
He doesn't ever.
guy.
He didn't look like a big.
Yeah, it looks like he probably got bullied. You
Yeah,
know,
of
because
course.
you know, at one point he was wearing. You know, a friend of mine used to like a friend of mine lived next to a deli he used to work at. He said he used to wear dresses to work and weird stuff like that.
Oh, Tekashi?
Tekashi. Yeah.
Dresses
You could
to
see
wear.
some of his
Dresses.
old, you could look up some of his old pictures. He was like this
He was
weird
wearing-
weird fashion type.
Well, that he kept that weird
Really?
fashion thing going
Yeah,
on. The
yeah,
rainbow
yeah.
shit was tripping me out.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he probably got a certain amount of bullying, and suddenly he has this crew of people that are like, whatever you want. Say
We
fuck
got you,
We
right.
got you. And they really did get him.
You tell any nigga out here to suck your dick,
Yeah.
and we got you, my nigga.
Pretty much.
Until we don't got you.
Right. And he has the money for it too, especially when you got the money.
Exactly.
They're like, all of a sudden, they're like, because let's say he wasn't making any money. He was just this rainbow-headed, like, crazy clown. They'd be like, yo, who this fucking clown-ass, bitch-ass motherfucker?
Suck your own dick.
Right, it's like, yo, dick, now he's down. 50 Cent likes him. 50, like, get the strap, put him on that. Even though I don't know what he was saying on that, he sounded like, what's his name?
Dick that your
Mother said something. He sounds like Sticky Fingers, but Sticky actually has more talent.
Well, I actually called Sticky when that little
Sounds
news
just
thing.
like-
When I hit Sticky, I said, "Oh, what do you think of this?" He goes, "Well, actually, I think he sounds like Fredro."
Oh, shit.
Well, back and forth, right?
Yeah.
They both, because Fredro, and sometimes I'll listen.
yeah,
yeah.
he does sound more like Frederick.
But he was Onyxing that whole shit, but with no lyrics. You know what I mean? But go ahead.
No, it's just like,
And what is it? What is it? Racketeering?
Rico.
RICO.
Yeah.
yeah, well, racketeering is one of the charges that's in there.
RICO stands for Racketeer, Influenced, and Corrupt Organizations.
Why they gotta make it Puerto Rican?
What?
Why they gotta make it Puerto Rican? That's so
Ricos.
racist. We will call it RICO because there's a lot of Latinos that do a lot of bad shit.
This is true.
I like that. RICO. We're gonna call it RICO, baby. This guy got RICO.
Could be why though. Like seriously.
It's like we got Latins and blacks in jail. They gotta fucking call the
Does
crime
Jose
RICO,
work?
dog.
Can we do a Jose out of this?
Yeah, yeah. Hold on,
Nothing
Jose.
sounds. No
No,
J.
but
No
that's
J
not-
words.
that's some serious shit. Like I wouldn't doubt that that's why they named
Word
it that.
up,
Like,
because
seriously, like I just saw some shit on the news not long ago. They were doing a big drug bust in the Queensbridge houses. You know what the name of the operation was?
Oh shit.
The bridge is over.
Yo, what the fuck?
Word to mother.
They
The
assholes.
police named it that.
The bridge is over.
The bridge is over.
They're gonna
They
take
named it.
KRS-One shit and make that shit crime shit.
So what I'm saying is
Clearly a hip hop fan was somewhere.
because it applied to
Black
the people that live there.
That's right.
And so you see what I'm saying? So just like that RICO shit, at one
Hernandez.
time it did kind of apply more towards Hispanic
racial.
people.
We
So
just-
why not name it something like that?
We just
So,
figured it out.
Yeah, we did
RICO.
figure
So
it
they
out.
were going around going, what do we call it? Jose? What do we call it? Cortez? No. What do we call it?
RICO.
RICO. Perfecto. Excelente.
And I even have an acronym for it.
What is
Racketeering.
racketeering?
Whatever he said the other one
Interfering.
He said
Cocaína. And
oppressing.
oppression. Perfecto. I can't believe this. We come up with the great idea, baby. All right.
Well,
Oh, man.
I met Tekashi once. We ran into each other at a strip club in LA.
Okay.
And the thing that kind of irks me a little bit is that a lot of these people are saying like he was just, led astray by the wrong people. He wasn't really about that life. When I met him, he was pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
He was like, when I met him, be like, oh, this is Vlad. He's like, what up, Blood? You see I'm in LA, right, Blood? Yeah, Blood, you see I'm in LA, right, Blood? And I'm like, I see it.
So you gotta understand.
I'm
this-
like, yeah, I see it.
There's
You're right here in
something.
LA. And right afterwards,
I see it. I got eyes.
Vlad will shut down your excitement. Vlad is so funny. He'd be like, yo, man. He'd be like, great.
You're not
That's great.
translucent. Yeah, I see.
That's cool. You did good.
And right afterwards, and right when I walked away, someone threw a bottle at him. And
See, here's the thing, man. There's a thing called when motherfuckers put a battery in your back.
That's
Okay?
right. Yeah.
So you can have a battery in your back,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
niggas is remote controlling you.
Yeah.
Okay? So you might even think that these are your actual movements, but somebody is behind the scenes, like a Svengali, feeding you that energy.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So all of that, yeah, blood, you know what I mean? Like the older dudes, like it seemed like everybody else that he got locked up with is in their 30s, and you see what I'm saying? Like
one of the dudes, Mel Murder, used to be called Mel Matrix, and he was down with Bird Gang. Like he goes back,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's probably in his like late 30s, early 40s.
Listen, and this is what I'm saying, like, and they caught them a young little fucking, you know what I mean?
I know.
Motherfucker that they can manipulate, and
they cutting them braids off right now. They go like this, you gonna have to cut them shits off, dog. Can I get your cornbread? Who was gonna fuck with my cornbread, blood?
Yeah, they got him in some protective shit right now.
They moved him to a PC kind of facility.
Because he was in population, he was in regular population.
I think briefly.
And they were like, they gonna get his ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they
like,
put him with the child predators and the dirty cops.
And here's the thing too, is like there's something about, and I noticed this like even when Bieber kind of is kind of mellowing out because he's getting saved or some shit now.
Yeah.
When Bieber was being a dick, he had a whole black crew behind him. Something about everybody having a black crew, it amps people up. You know, for some reason you got brothers behind your back. You know what I mean? I noticed that. I'm not talking about having a crew of like other races. When you have a black crew of dudes, they get you into, I don't know what it is. They get like some of these little white R&B dudes. They have like a whole bunch of black dudes. They be like, yeah, man, what's good?
Well, you feel, you can feel,
What do you
know, indestructible in a way.
Yeah.
Because that's that energy that a strong black crew will make you feel like.
Yeah, you get amped.
You will feel like, yo, nobody can fuck with us.
That's
like,
why I think Jesus, that's how he walked on water, son. Because his whole crew was black. Them dudes was black, son. You know Jesus
they
was dark.
was black.
They was like, yo, Jesus, walk on that water. You could, yo, do it, man. You could do it. Oh, hell no.
I could do it.
Well,
I could.
You know, Tekashi's ex-manager, Shotty,
Right.
you know, told the judge, we don't fold, we don't bend, we don't break. It's
Right.
Treyway.
Wait, he said that to the judge?
To the judge.
And then he said Treyway at
It's
the
Treyway.
end. It's Treyway. He should have said bitch. Fuck it.
Treyway, so
Treyway,
he said it
bitch.
he said it to the judge.
To the judge.
And the judge was like, guilty. This is
Case
our way.
closed. We don't ball.
But
He said it's Treyway, or he said that it's the Treyway.
He's like, okay, so you
It's
talking
Treyway.
It's
Treyway, right? So you talking 30
But he
years.
means it's the Treyway. Like we don't bowl, we don't bend,
Well-
we don't fold,
Well,
we don't
Treyway's
talk.
the name of the label. Or the crew.
I know.
Yeah.
Is that, wow,
But then it's
that's
supposed to
bold.
be what, 9 Trey Bloods or something like that.
That's what they say.
Okay.
I don't do none of that gangbang shit. I'm from Chicago, so I don't do none of that shit. I
Listen.
don't fuck with none of that. Treyway, I don't know what it is, but that judge was like, I don't know what that means, but 30 years, motherfucker.
Well, we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens.
He's not, they didn't sentence him yet.
Well,
right?
no, his trial is set for next September, and they denied bail. So he's going to sit down. Unless something changes, he's going to sit down for the next year.
Wow,
Wow.
he's locked the fuck up.
Yeah.
He gonna be religious.
I think all those guys are denied bail.
Wow.
That's fucked up.
Damn. That's rico.
Rico.
Suave.
Well, we recently put out a new interview with Daylight's white half-brother,
Daylight Whites.
What's his name? Bradley?
Bradley.
Bradley.
Have you seen it?
Yo, the way
Jamar, you've seen it.
Yo, the way he was laughing. He was, oh!
Oh, you haven't seen it? Let's pull it up real quick.
Pull it up.
For the first time on VladTV, we have Daylight's white half-brother,
Yeah,
Bradley.
yeah. How you doing, Vlad? Nice to meet you. Oh,
Thank you for coming. We've had your brother Daylight on here quite a number of times,
oh
but
that character, huh? It's amazing.
this is the first time we've had. I didn't know he had a white half brother actually.
Yeah, you know, back in the days, like his last name is Campbell. What did you think? He's clearly like the product of a slave.
Alrighty then. Alrighty, you got same mother, same father?
No,
Neither. Okay. I like the hair.
well, thank you. Got it at Supercuts. Oh, Supercuts. Oh.
I love that his arms are brown.
Yeah.
I know he said that later.
Actually,
he
yeah,
said your arms are pretty tan, and then he goes,
kind of try to.
Wow. He's the same guy, of course.
Yes.
What is it? Sort of like it was almost like Humpty. Remember, we thought Humpty was two people, but
No,
you know.
they wanted you to think that.
Yeah, well, we know it,
Everybody knew
right. But he actually,
Oh,
you
he
were like,
pulled some
you
shit
separate. He separated it.
Now, you know what was interesting? Because before we actually released the video,
Mm-hmm.
we put up the Instagram photo.
Mm-hmm.
And the number of white people that were upset about this,
Oh, ain't that?
about that,
amazing.
oh, if we do blackface,
No, you do
it's
do
a big
blackface.
deal.
Right.
But, oh, this black guy could do whiteface and it's funny.
Yeah,
We can.
we can. You do
Because
blackface
it's not in the same context.
at all,
You fucking assholes.
dumbass.
So, like, you see, equal doesn't mean identical. I hate when people think, like, well, if I did the identical same thing, it wouldn't have the same ramifications as this. Like, we as black people didn't fucking oppress a whole race of white people
No.
and enslave them
No, we
and fucking
didn't.
made caricatures out of
No.
them. And politically oppress them religiously, spiritually,
Right.
all of that. See, that's what goes into all of that when white people put the black face on.
Right.
When a black person does that, they're just pretty much just trying to be funny
That's it.
or make some sort of maybe a political statement
That's it.
like we did, which I know you're going to segue into, with
Brand Nubian.
Brand Nubian Wake Up video with the original version
Yeah.
of that video.
Did you see that, Godfrey?
The
The original
The original version of Wake Up back in the day.
Yeah.
The
I was-
original
It
version.
had a black guy with white face.
Yeah, I follow.
and
dude,
horns.
I was
Yes.
was brand Nubian up. I even told you I untucked my shirt the way you all did. Remember that? You used to have one thing sticking out. I did that in college. I was like, yeah, I'm brand Nubians, man.
So we
Yeah.
had the black man in
Yeah.
white face,
Yes.
whole white suit on,
Yep.
white fucking wig on, but
Yeah.
with horns coming out his fucking
The
head.
devil, man.
and it got pulled.
And MTV refused to play it, although their main star at the time, Fab Five Freddy, directed that video. We thought it was a no-brainer we was
Right.
gonna be on MTV.
Yeah.
And even with him as the director, they was like, hell no.
Yeah, they don't care. It's like you're gonna try to make us look like clown. That ain't happening. And
Now-
the thing is, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say real quick. What's
Yeah.
funny is recently, I just saw Van from TMZ dressed almost identical to that character for Halloween on TMZ. It's probably online somewhere. Only he had a staff, and on the top of the staff, it had a jar of mayonnaise. That was funny.
I like to see
That was funny.
Listen, man. It's so funny when white people do that kind of shit. It's like saying reverse racism, which there's no such thing.
No such
reverse
thing.
racism because whites do not want to hear the truth. They don't. Anytime it's the thing that's thrown us off is whenever there's white. Like when I do my stand up, whites get uncomfortable, and I go, I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna let you be uncomfortable with some shit that I'm suffering. How fucking
I'm uncomfortable
narcissistic
every
is that?
day in the fucking
Every
living America.
motherfucking day we're uncomfortable, but you're uncomfortable because I'm telling you about me getting fucked with, and you're uncomfortable with that. And that's the thing that whites need to get over with. They need to get over that shit. And they'll be like, well, how? We need to move on. Exactly. I believe that whites are the only ones that haven't moved on because they still have the same behavior of the 1400s. You know what I'm saying? So everybody else has moved on. Like Latin people have moved on, Asians have moved on. We're trying to make it, and whites are still trying to oppress, still wearing blackface, like in Amsterdam. Oh, Amsterdam. You know about the
Oh, yeah, they have that
Santa
holiday.
Claus and Zwarte Piet, because I did Dutch comedy for 7 years, and it's called Santa Claus and Zwarte Piet. Zwarte Piet means black Pete, Zwarte in Dutch, like Schwarze in German or Yiddish. Zwarte Piet. So this is what it is. It's Santa Claus with some helpers. He goes through the chimney and his helpers turn black from the soot. But the Santa Claus doesn't turn black.
Right.
But the helpers do.
Right.
And so they have a parade every year in Amsterdam where they wear blackface and afros. And there's a Santa Claus and yeah. And the people.
There's a new photo.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This ain't from like the 80s or something.
No,
like,
this is new. And the Dutch people, the black Dutch who are from, this
Wow.
fucking silly shit. Surinamese, the Surinamese are the black
And
Dutch.
they look way too happy in those
Way
pictures
too
right
happy.
there, like
Yeah,
to
yeah.
have that makeup on.
And Curacao, it's Curacao and Suriname. Those are the black Dutch people. They're trying to protest that shit. And the Dutch people say, Oh man, and that's such fucking buffoonery, pickaninny shit. And they try to say it's tradition, motherfucker. It's tradition. White oppression is tradition. So that's what's been going on. And they're still doing that shit. And some of these college students are doing that blackface shit. The same ones that go to the football games and want autographs from the fucking black football players. And I'm surprised that none of these fucking athletes are beating the fuck out of some of these motherfuckers.
Well, you know another
man.
thing that white people are still doing, but the shit just went awry? Trying to spread Christianity.
Wait.
To the black man that don't want it. I want to bring you Jesus.
You know what's great?
We reported on this story. So essentially, this is a protected island
Yes.
of like 50 tribesmen.
The Andaman Island
That
and
have been there
Nicobar.
for thousands of years.
Yeah, it's off of India.
yeah, off of
okay.
India.
Yeah.
Thousands of years.
You're not
The
allowed to
Sentinel
enter.
Islands. You're not. It's illegal to
It's
go
illegal.
there.
Illegal.
First of all, these people they're not immune to the certain diseases
Diseases,
that
nothing.
exist in the outside
right.
world. So that's part of why you're not even supposed to come in contact with this
them.
motherfucker.
That's right.
But this motherfucker got the full energy of the white man.
He's John Chow,
and
right?
wanted to go
Pretty sick.
and bring these people that he thought were probably savage,
Yeah.
uncivilized,
Of course.
in need of spiritual guidance
And brainwashing.
and
Asian
help.
Asian guy.
I thought he was
Well,
half
yeah.
white.
Mixed. John Allen
John-
Chow.
Yeah, but he looks like a white
This guy right
Asian
here.
guy.
Yeah, he's half white.
Yeah, he's not full Asian.
So you know he accepted him being white because half Asians
Right.
think they're
And
white.
his mentality
Yeah.
was definitely white. As far as, listen, I'm gonna take my white ass over there.
Let's do
and
it.
I'm gonna bring them some shit
Let's
that
do
they
it.
don't really need.
For the
And they're gonna
football games.
fucking,
Let's
you
do
know,
it.
I'm gonna come into their house basically
Fuck yeah.
and tell them what they should fuck with.
That's right.
Well, guess what they did? Killed them.
Wait.
Now let me just give you some
And-
historical context.
Right,
though.
and I just want to make the note that recently there's a new story where I guess the government tried to retrieve the body.
Yeah.
And
They
they were
dragged
attacked.
Listen,
They couldn't get close
You
enough.
too, motherfucker.
when there was a tsunami, they just went by and tried to check on these motherfuckers like in a plane or a helicopter. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. We good. So anyway, just to give it in historical context, though, back in like the 1800s, there was some freak motherfucker that came over there and was like studying these motherfuckers, and he was doing like freaky sexual shit with them and all this type of shit. Yeah,
he
you
white?
could look this. Then they actually kidnapped like 4 of these motherfuckers, like an older couple and then 2 young motherfuckers. Once they took the older ones out of there, they died almost immediately from like diseases and shit
right.
like that. And then so I guess they brought the 2 younger ones back or some shit
Yeah.
like that. So basically these people were taught by their ancestors and all that, listen, this is the type of shit these motherfuckers do. If they ever try to come here, you fucking arrow these motherfuckers to death.
That's right.
We not fucking, don't even let them step on
That's
the beach.
right.
And that's just, they said as soon as this nigga stepped on the beach, they said he started singing.
But they warned him
They
twice.
arrowed his ass
Well,
up.
he had
He
to
was
smuggle
warned.
his way in. He had to bribe
Yeah,
fishermen.
and the fisherman was like, "Yeah, go on over there. They gonna really enjoy your ass. $350, but shit, goddamn." And
He
he
said, can I pay you, can I get back? No. You better pay us now.
us
Well,
now.
you know, and even
entry fee.
the family.
No, because you're not coming back, motherfucker. I need my
Ain't
money
no back
now.
end. Ain't no back end on this. Well, the family of the guy who got killed is saying that we forgive the tribe as to what
Have
happened.
no
to them.
choice,
You know,
motherfucker. You
got
what
no
you do.
choice
We forgive
unless-
them.
They're also saying not to prosecute the people that
You
helped
ain't
him.
prosecute. You ain't gonna get to him.
No. I mean, like, no, the guys that helped him, smuggle
Right,
his
yeah.
way on there, they're all in trouble and in prison right now.
Yeah, they shouldn't.
First of all-
and they're
first of
saying,
all-
please forgive them and let him go. It was his own choice.
It was.
No, he didn't. Nobody forced him to go over there.
And you know what happened? They hit his Bible with the arrow.
Nice.
They hit his Bible. I go, that's a warning shot.
and it wasn't a bulletproof
That's,
Bible.
No, hell
was
no.
it?
He said, shoot it.
Wasn't
I would have been like,
arrow-proof.
I'm like, all right, I'm out. That was a warning shot. Swigger. That's how fucking cold these dudes are.
No, but he probably could have been holding the Bible That shit went right through the Bible into
But
his
at least
fucking
with a
heart.
bow and arrow, you can at least, right, you can, you know, whenever people get
Oh,
shot
and
with
these
a bow
were
and arrow.
poison tip arrows.
But
too.
you can at least,
Yeah, these
you can at
were
least
poison
talk.
arrows.
Well, I mean, but they don't know. They haven't gotten the body.
But
Well,
it's not like
they say they were poison arrows, and then they said they arrowed him up, and then they put a vine around his neck and dragged him
But at
around
least
the
with a
beach
bow and arrow, when
by
you
his
first get
neck
shot, you can think about it. You're
until
like, cool,
death.
what the fuck's going on? From what? The
Because-
fuck? Jesus loves you.
You know what's funny?
Wait a minute, guys. I have a frisbee. I just wanted to. Kumbaya, my lord. Wait a minute. Kumbaya. Oh, hold on. In the name of the of the Son, and the Holy.
That's what-
Wait. Mom. I texted.
And you know what's even more funny to me is the niggas that brought him there, right? They didn't leave. They witnessed all of this shit. Because he had to take a canoe from their boat. Because these
already
niggas
done.
said, all right, we're gonna get
You're
like
already done. You had a
arrows,
canoe?
and we're gonna get as far as an arrow can't reach. And that's where we're gonna drop you off at.
He was like,
So,
You have to swim the rest of the way.
yeah, so you know, but no, he had a
Word.
canoe.
Canoe, yeah.
So he
Right.
canoed it from there.
Right.
But them niggas didn't say, all right, we out of here. Them niggas said, let's
see
see
this
this
shit.
because I know what's gonna happen. And them niggas probably had popcorn.
and he was
and all.
counting his money like this.
Uh-huh.
I told the motherfucker he didn't
pass
listen.
Pass me them Cracker Jacks.
I told his ass. Didn't I tell him? Motherfucker want to play games and
Yeah,
shit.
you told him.
Wait a minute. You told me I'd be okay.
They be like, oh, that ain't good. Oh, look what they doing to him.
And you
Oh,
hear
that
this
ain't
thing.
good.
Shut. Remember Apocalypto? Shut
You mentioned how certain white people say that black people need to move on. Slavery was a long time ago.
No, it wasn't.
Thousands of years ago.
Even though they never say the Jews need to move on.
True.
But go ahead.
True. Well, I recently interviewed Bill Duke.
Bill Duke.
Bill Duke is 75 years old.
Wow.
He was born in 1943. And as we're talking, I said, you know something? You probably had living relatives who were slaves. And he said, yeah, my great-grandparents were actually slaves. And you know, but on top of slavery, you got, you know, everything that, you know, the Jim Crow laws and what do you call that process that happened after Reconstruction? Reconstruction. And he started going through like the horrific stuff. And I'm like, wow, an actual living connection to slavery is alive today. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's crazy.
And he said,
my first day in kindergarten, I was called nigger and blackie. I remember coming home crying and went to the bathroom and tried to take, they used to have Babo cleanser at those days and wipe the black off of my skin. I thought maybe if I could do that and people would love me more, and then I was gonna drink some bleach in the bathroom. My mother came in just in time, and because I thought the bleach would whiten me. And I was like, I was 7 or 8 years old. I didn't know any better.
and you're talking about the 1940s.
Right.
And it's still with, especially with skin lightening cream. Thanks, China.
Blac Chyna,
Thanks, Blac Chyna. Good job. And you know, and with African countries, Indian countries, I mean, there's literally in Queens, and I was at a store, an Indian store. They got it's called Light and Lovely. They got lightening skin like it's Vaseline up there. And the Indian people be like this, let me get too light and darker, please. They just
Jamaica.
buy it. Because in Jamaica,
In Africa, that's a
but thank
fucking
God,
epidemic
but
almost.
thank God
Like,
it's not everybody.
Sammy Sosa, Vibes Cartel.
Yeah. Sammy Sosa. That's just what the
I mean,
fuck
he
is
looks
that?
like a Jewish man right now.
But
like, seriously,
he looks like an albino or something.
Sammy fucking Schwartzstein.
And
or
what's
some
funny
shit
is
right
like
now.
even the white dudes are like, Sammy, we know your original color. Just saying. I mean, it's okay to be ashamed, but Jesus Christ, Sammy, what the fuck? They should have a new racism for people who bleach their skin, like blotchies or something.
Before I forget,
Get those blotchies out of my goddamn neighborhood.
hold up, before I forget though, like all black people who are descendants of slaves are living testaments to us. See, what we don't understand is, and why we can't just put it in the past, is This shit exists in your DNA. See, we don't understand how that's what DNA is. Like it's the sum of all that came before you. All your ancestors that came before you, all their experience and knowledge and love and hate and feeling, everything that they went through is in you right now. Yeah. So any kind of suffering or trauma that might have been suffered by your ancestor,
carries down.
Make no mistake about it, is inside you right now.
I agree.
So don't think that this is some shit that we can just, oh, you know what, it's 2018 and slavery was this many years ago and y'all can just forget about it. No.
My thing is this too. Here's the reason why we can't forget about it. Because the behavior is the same from whites. It's the same.
And the structure is the same.
If the behavior of white people changed, as in being fair, actually wanting others to strive, them not being entitled all the fucking time, not doing double takes when black person walks to a Starbucks. I've had that happen. They're like, oh, you like croissants? Yeah, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Yeah, enough with the double take. It's like whenever you walk into an establishment, there's always like, oh, the black people have walked in. It's like, all right. And sometimes I used to do this when I walk into Starbucks. Yes, the black guy is here. I just come for, yeah.
I've actually do that.
I do that because I'm nuts. Because I'll walk in, like if I walk in with an Asian girl, that is like the ultimate stare. Like I just walk in with my Asian, and then people are like, oh, I go, yes, the black man is here with an Asian girl. And I might stick my big cock in her. So yes, if you are picturing that, it's going to happen right after I get my goddamn latte. So enough of that shit. Enough of that shit. Why do white people have to be the default? Like if I see a white dude with an Asian girl, it's okay. Okay, cool. That's no big deal. But if we walk with anything other than us, there's this image of something because we're not looked at as normal. Once white people change their fucking behavior, the liberal ones too, once they change their behavior and just treat people as human beings, then we'll know, we'll move on. Because they haven't moved on. They want us to forget about it so they can continue their fucking behavior. That's why when Jewish people say, oh no, we're gonna let you know about the Holocaust. Oh, we ain't playing. You ain't gonna do that shit again. The Japanese
never forget. 9/11, never forget.
Japanese go like this. Oh, Nagasaki, Hiroshima. Ain't gonna happen again, motherfucker. Black people need to have the same shit. Ain't gonna happen again. We need to have that attitude of, it isn't gonna happen again. Fuck that.
Because we don't have that attitude because it's still happening. Because it never stopped.
It doesn't stop.
It never stopped.
But also, they've got a lot of black people trained to where they want to quell our anger. And enough of that.
Well, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
As a white person.
Okay.
As a white guy.
All right.
Explain to me why, you say that we should always remember, but then you also hear certain black people say, I don't want to see any more slave movies.
Yeah, we don't.
Because, well, see, that's.
You see what I'm saying? Because
here's the thing.
Those movies will help.
No, they don't help.
No.
Those movies help to ingrain certain imagery in the mind, which perpetuates more fear and perpetuates almost the psychological dominance of white people over black people. That's why we don't want to watch those fucking movies. But the fact of not forgetting what happened.
Right. I mean, no one said that for Schindler's List when it came out. It was like, great movie.
Great, because here's the thing. We're like, because Jews have a lot of power. And that Jewish people have a lot of power in entertainment, shit. So you're going to be like, that was a good movie. It was a good movie. It was a great movie.
Yeah, it won all the Oscars.
It better. All the Steens and the Bergs are like, yeah, we're gonna win. Oh, you get to have all that shit. With us, I think it's like we don't have enough power, really. But we don't want slave movies too, real quick, because they don't even show what the real atrocities that happened in slavery. Did
you see the new Roots movie? The new Roots series?
No, I didn't see
that shit was hard to watch, yo. I had to turn it off.
And you know what's so funny is that's still lightweight shit on what they did to slaves. Are they showing black women that the stomachs were cut open where they would stomp The embryo? Did they show that?
Nope.
Did they show them fucking the black man in front of their family?
Nope.
Did they show that?
Nope.
Did they show that shit? Did they show them actually having them like eat with the cows and shit? Did they show them shitting on each other while they were, under the ships? Did they show the fecal matter that they had to swim in? Did they show them fucking the black women in front of their? Did they show any of that shit? So the slavery that they're showing is still lightweight shit. If they really showed real shit, I'd be like, yes. Keep showing slave movies, but show it truthfully, because they always have a saving nigga, white dude. It's always somebody, the white person fucking, redeems himself. Don't worry, I'm the
matter
cool.
of fact, in 12 Years a Slave, Brad Pitt
Yes!
was the one who
he was the
kind of-
cool white guy, and Brad Pitt is actually a cool white dude. I really
First of all, I
believe
didn't
that.
even watch 12 Years a Slave,
Oh, you
but
never
they
watched it?
always do that.
Well, they raped Lupita in it. They raped her. That's how she got the Oscar. Like they raped Halle Berry, and that's how she got the Oscar. It's like, why do we always have to be raped? Why can't black people win Oscars at the dinner table? You know how white people would just be at a dinner table, be a boring ass movie, and it could be called The Dinner Table with Meryl Streep.
Right.
And
The
Meryl
dinner
Streep
table.
wins an Oscar going, I want a divorce. Oh my God. Oh my God. But black people have to be like, get off me, goddammit. Don't fuck me in the ass. Oh my God. Oh my God. You know what I mean? Enough of that shit. That's all I'm saying. I would like to say, I'm surprised they haven't made a super slave movie. Slaves with superpowers. Because it's enough with the slavery. How about inventor movies? Like stuff where we invented goddamn everything in America.
Well, there
what
was,
about
was
those
it
movies?
Hidden Figures?
Right.
First of all, that wasn't
Hidden
an
Figures.
inventors movie. And again, they played a subservient role,
And then
even in the space
Kevin
program.
Costner was the
And see,
saber nigga.
What's crazy is whenever they have a chance to show black people in their
Yes,
greatness,
yes.
that's when they replace it with white people. Like gods of Egypt and shit like
Oh,
that.
did
Like,
you
like,
see that?
Oh, now we gonna
Everybody
fuck
was
up.
Irish.
Yeah, like, come on, like, you have a chance now to show black people as great and strong, but now we're gonna replace, Osiris is gonna be fucking.
He was like this, hey, you fuckers, I'm an Egyptian. Let me tell you something. You fuckers better understand this is Africa. This is fucking Africa. That's right, you
fucking
bastard.
pyramid right
The
there.
pyramids, we fucking built them, all right. That's right, you fucking bastards. Are you fucking serious?
Like,
They gotta stop doing that shit and insulting us.
but
with
see,
this
it's
bullshit.
purposeful though. Don't think this is like some accidental shit. We don't want you to see yourself to have these images, but we want you to have these images.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
on purpose.
You can find millions of pictures of black people hanging from trees back in the days when white people would treat it as a picnic. You'll see kids and women there
That's what it was.
smiling
Yeah.
and
Well,
looking up at the
Bill-
tree and all that. That's the type of shit they want us to see and remember.
Well,
Yes, right.
Bill Duke say that his parents used to see things called an N-word barbecue.
In those days, we're talking about segregation. They grew up in the South. They saw lynchings. They called nigger barbecues, where they would spin people that were alive on pits until they were dead and dehydrated, and they would hold up pieces of their bodies and smile. Hundreds of people.
That's real shit.
And he also said
And what they
something-
didn't probably show is some of the motherfuckers probably ate them too.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Come on.
I wouldn't doubt it. That'd be
and
get
he
out
said,
too.
He said that his own parents.
When they were going to church on a Sunday, say it was raining, and say they were on the sidewalk. If a white family came their direction, in the opposite direction, they had to step into the mud and bow their heads until the white family passed, then get back on the sidewalk and walk to church. And every time a white family passed toward them, they had to step into the mud and bow their heads.
Wow.
His own parents.
Walk into the mud.
There used to be towns where there's this book called Laughing, Lying, and Signifying on the real side, the history of African American
that.
humor from slavery to Richard Pryor. They used to have in towns, the black people, when they laugh, they have to laugh in barrels. They had
And that's
to
where
put-
you get a barrel of laughs.
Barrel
from.
laughs.
Yeah, they had to, yeah. It's
Well,
like,
Bill Duke said something really interesting. A lot of people, were retweeting this and mentioning this. He said the one thing that his parents told him when he was young.
They had this phrase, which I never forgot, and they said, you're no better than anybody else, but nobody else is better than you.
All right. That's dope. That's awesome. As he's scrubbing his Brillo paste, like, what?
Right.
What you talking about?
I know
man?
that was hard to
It's
maybe
tough back then.
soak in and really acknowledge because everything else in the world is telling him that that's not true.
True.
Yeah.
That these motherfuckers are better than me because why he don't have to walk out into the mud and put his fucking head down.
Yeah.
And Bill's an intelligent man, which is so great. You know, he's such an articulate guy, and just, you know what I mean? He's a smart, educated person, and it's like and that's another thing that happens in the business too. If you're smart and you're proud of who you are, it's always like a burden to white people. If you're just like, oh no, I like myself, I like my blackness, you know, I don't want to be a buffoon. They just go, you know, and they reward that cooning shit all the time.
You know something though? The one thing that kind of bothered me was, because I'm a huge Bill Duke fan, so I was really excited to find him, because we've been talking about it for a couple of years now doing this interview. We finally got it because he has a book out, an autobiography. As soon as we posted up the post on Instagram, all these racist comments start coming in about how he looked and his dark skin and stuff like that, mostly from black people.
Wow, that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
And you know, and I thought, oh, maybe someone's trolling. No, you go to their page.
And they're saying
it's a legitimate
talking about his dark
account.
skin. And say he looks like this, he looks like that.
Yeah.
And black people, and being a dark skinned guy, I know. Growing up
funny?
and shit. What's up?
I was just listening. I'm listening to Sirius Radio, and fucking Dana Dane comes on. Dana.
This is the song?
Yeah.
Song? Yeah.
So there's one part he said, "Who did I see that ugly black creature?"
Right.
And I said to myself,
Isn't he dark skinned himself?
He's got brown.
No, he's brown.
Brown? Okay.
Between.
but it just made me like, and we all, when that came out, was probably laughing about it. Like, oh, that ugly black creature.
Yeah.
But it's like, you see, we are suffering from somebody else's mind frame. So, yes, black people will be some of the first one. Oh, that black ass.
Yeah, you use
mother.
black.
Look
yeah,
how
to-
black it is.
yeah,
black,
ass.
black.
Yeah, it's
That
real.
motherfucker is. I don't want to be so black.
Yeah, sure.
And like, yeah, that's crazy. So when I just heard that ugly black creature, it just made me think of like, wow, this is a black man. And I'm not saying anything against Dana Dane. That's my man.
Yeah.
We all were,
It was just
have been a
song.
victim of this before.
course.
But I'm just saying how your mind goes there, that you would even write that down and that we would resonate with that.
With your parents,
Yes.
being from Nigeria,
Yeah.
did they have to deal with any of that? Or since everyone around them was their complexion,
Yeah,
there was
they
no
didn't really
concept
have
of
to.
that?
But the thing is like, Africans are so proud, man.
Yeah,
first
that's
off,
what I'm saying.
and so growing up in Chicago, I would literally, and I can honestly say this to black women, they gave me the hardest problem. That's real shit. But I still date black women. But literally, if I asked because some black dudes would be like, I date white girls because, you know, black women be giving me problems, whatever. I literally can say that because when I was growing up and I was like, you know, you talk to a black chick and different complexions, they would always say, you're nice looking to be dark skinned. It was like that Mississippi, Kentucky, they went, to be dark. You're cute to be dark. What the fuck is this to be shit? Because you're used to being around proud African men. Dark, like different, but they're just proud. Like it was like, yeah, you dark skin, that's part of, yeah. And then I would have to say, well, without us, you wouldn't even be here. You know what I mean? Dark comes first. We create all the colors. You know, I have to say shit like that. But black women would literally say that. It was always a complexion thing. Even with the black dudes, it was like dark versus light. You black this, you black that. It was like that consistently. But thank God I had that structural, that pride
At home.
At home,
Yeah.
right? And that didn't like really shake much. But I would question it, like, why is it always about that? You know what I mean?
remember kind of like figuring out that I was black in a way. You know what I mean? Like, cause I guess when you're a kid, you don't really know at first.
Yeah.
But then it's like you kind of see, and like, yo, just from a young age, I just remember being like, like, yo, this is different. Like this is a little bit fucked up here. Like everything seems like everything you watch on TV is white people, a lot of your frames of references is white people. How come there's not a lot of, black superheroes or I go in the library like people that just look like me, like.
Yeah, well, I have to give the powers that be some credit on a good job. Well done. I mean, good job.
Like, I don't know what
by
age it was,
brainwashing
but
us.
it was like,
Yeah.
this black shit is okay.
I remember
This is
it
different.
in 5th grade.
And I'm not dark skinned. I'm light brown.
Yeah,
but still, it's like.
Yeah.
But then you see that there is levels to this shit too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I when I was like was 5, I remember when Miss Brown library, Bazazian Library in Chicago. And it was all these black kids and white kids, mixed group. It's uptown Chicago was mixed and shit. So, and the lady, a black woman, she was like, who likes cowboys? And we were like, we like cowboys. Can you name some cowboys? We were like, John Wayne. We was like, Lone Ranger, Roy Rogers, Gene Autry, yeah. And she was like, you guys just named a bunch of white people. She goes, do you know there were black cowboys? We were like, no, there wasn't. Get the fuck. Literally, like, then she showed us all these black cowboys. Like, we black cowboys were first. Because the term cowboy came from black people taking care of the cows, get the cowboys. And so she told me about Deadwood Dick was a cowboy, Bill Pickett, Wild Bill Pickett, who created steer wrestling, and the Lone Ranger is based off of Black Cowboy. The Lone Ranger is based off.
Sadat X had an album called Black Cowboy.
Yeah, I love
Wild
that.
Cowboys.
Wild Cowboys.
Okay,
I have the damn it. Get your. What are you gonna say? I
But
didn't
that
think the
was
album was
based
that great.
on a Bronx
Oh, it was?
gang.
Okay.
Well, okay.
He was dressed up as a cowboy. Oh,
I know,
God damn it!
I know.
Quit trying to redeem yourself. It's like,
No,
no,
he
they were
was.
dressed as one on the album cover.
He was in his defense.
I love that. He's trying to recover. He's that white recovery. He was like, look, they were dressed as cowboys, is what I'm saying. They were dressed. They had the hats and everything. And remember, the style was
Remember the bandana?
the album,
Yeah.
right? And the album cover, the lining. Was,
full-blown cowboy.
Very retro.
but the cowboys were black. There was a lot of black cowboys, and it was amazing because I sat there. I'm 5 years old, and God bless that Mrs. Brown for even teaching us this. And I was like, holy shit! And all the white kids were like, oh, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So this whole like brainwashing of our self-hatred, it goes down to the deepest of the deep, man. Everything is like, oh, I didn't know we did that. I didn't know we did that. We're still on first African Americans. Are we really on firsts? We're still on fucking firsts. He's the first African first. I'm tired of applauding that shit. You know what I mean? I want it to be normal. I mean, we have every right to be taking all these positions. We have every right. If anything, black people have the right to everything right now. Fucking everything. Native Americans too. But we have the right to everything. Because goddamn it.
are black.
Yes.
Anyway.
Because American culture is black culture. Plain and simple. At least the dope shit is. Because the other whack shit, that Trump shit, that's the culture that they shit on overseas. They will, hey people, you guys are great. I love you. That's America now. Licking a window with a helmet on.
Well,
Sorry.
Are you calling me a retard? I'm not a retard. I'm definitely not a retard. I'm not.
They're great people.
You're great people. You're great. Who gives a shit?
we recently put up an article.
Yeah.
Where, the theory, is that 2018 is the deadliest year for rappers in terms of gun violence and drugs. 26 have died this year.
Wow. Shit.
Including XXXTentacion,
Wow.
Mac Miller, Fredo Santana, Lil Peep, Jimmy Wapo, Young Greatness, and the list goes on and on.
26 rappers.
Dead.
And this is not like a big fucking story.
I mean, it was for us.
But what I'm saying
VladTV.
is, if 26 rock and roll artists died in 1 year,
Oh, man.
that would be on the cover of Time magazine.
Rolling Stone.
Like, at the very least.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
That's
expendable.
that's very surprising.
Yeah.
26.
That's very
With some big names.
right.
Thrown in there. XXX, I mean, Mac Miller, Fredo Santana had a
They're
real
super
serious-
young too. Which
And
is
none
crazy.
of these
super
are
young.
All these guys are in their early 20s.
Super young.
none of these were natural causes.
Well,
None of-
that's what I'm saying. Either
Drug
killed
induced.
right.
or drugs.
Or drug induced.
Well, that's what they're pushing,
Wow.
man. They're pushing a lot of that shit.
So what does that say?
All these songs.
What does that say? Like, no, has any other genre ever seen that type of death? You understand?
Well, I mean, Boosie said that being a rapper is the most dangerous job in the world.
What I'm saying is,
On his own Instagram.
Yeah.
have there ever been 26 punk rockers or 26 country artists, you know?
No, country music, they last forever. Them motherfuckers old
To
as fuck.
be fair, there's probably a lot more rappers than country singers. Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
I think, well, because country singing, you actually gotta have talent.
I don't know.
And rappers, you just press a button, and be like, oh, what the little Pete,
First of
little
all-
head.
A lower barrier to entry for rap these days.
Of
You
course,
can't deny that.
of course.
Well,
I agree with
yeah.
that.
To think about how hard it was to be a rapper when you were rapping.
You had to be good,
Right, but to be a country singer, shit, pick up a guitar and.
Well, you
how
gotta
many-
learn how to play that shit.
Right, but how
And
many?
you kind of have to learn how to sing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, country-
There's no mumble country.
Well,
Like, you know,
there's about like him and the hand and him and him and him and him.
No, doesn't
Then
exist.
them and the hand
No
and the
such
hand
thing.
and the damn,
No such thing. Right.
Woo!
Just
woo,
like being a
madam,
singer.
madam.
Just like being a singer, there's a barrier to entry. It's easier now with auto-tune and so forth, but
Yeah.
still there's a barrier to entry.
No, it's I
I
agree
cannot
with
be
you.
a singer no matter how hard, how good the engineer
But
is.
you can be a rapper though,
I could be a rapper if I wanted to be.
and you don't have to fuck with any instruments.
Yeah.
Country, you gotta kind of either play the fiddle. You gotta learn how to. You gotta learn how to be like, I knew what time was there. Money, you money, honey, man,
The mountain high. Crambo. Hey, you sound pretty good.
It's all pretty good.
It was
I
good.
appreciate
so
that.
to be fair, there's just a lot more rappers out there these days.
Of course.
And it's also the #1 genre
But
in the
still,
world, so it's going
still,
to attract more people.
I don't
Yeah.
care. I don't care. It really doesn't matter if there's more rappers. That's still abnormal.
That's abnormal.
For any genre of music
Yeah.
to have that amount of murder and death.
But it's almost
be embroiled
It almost
in
seems
like
like
that.
their plan is working. Like now, remember hip hop used to keep us alive. Hip hop used to. I mean, people die, but people we used to get knowledge from that. With brand newbies, we used to get knowledge of self. We used to. We started
And
reading
that's
more
why
books.
they had to take away those frames of reference.
Yes. Now it's
we
like
give
becoming
you these frames of reference
coming to death
so
of
that
us
you
now.
can follow
Yeah.
what these people are doing. And what are they doing? They're dying. They want you to follow them into the grave.
That's
And
right.
and it's pretty crazy because Young Greatness recently died. He was.
Oh, and yo, I didn't know who that was at first. And then I was like, wait, when I
Who is
heard the
that?
song,
Yeah.
it's all about the moolah. Yo, that was my
That
shit.
guy's done.
Yeah.
Damn.
Stand in the kitchen and whip it at work.
Oh, he's
Right.
done.
He's dead.
That was my
and
shit.
here's what's crazy, right?
Damn.
Because we do flashbacks every day, and we usually do flashbacks around current events. So I'm like, oh, we interviewed Young Greatness 2 years ago. Now I didn't do the interview myself, so I wasn't totally familiar with what was talked about. So I looked it up, and I'm watching the interview, and the interviewer, who was a VladTV employee at the time, said, "What do you think about Boosie saying that most rappers die in their own city?" And he goes,
Anywhere you go at, it's gonna be some drama. It's gonna be hate, but it ain't gonna be no hate like the city where you from. I'm faced with it every day. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta, I just keep on moving. I just keep working. I give them some more stuff to hate about. I'm just being real with you.
Yeah.
I don't really give a fuck about that. They're gonna talk. They're gonna say whatever they want to say. You know what I'm saying? You just have to keep the real genuine people around you and keep some savages around you, because if they get on some savage shit, you just got to be ready to get back on some savage shit with them. You know what I'm saying? I just was raised like that. You shouldn't fear no man but God. And you know what I'm saying? I'm not letting nobody, run me from, my family. And my family's in New Orleans.
and he's literally talking about the situation around him dying because he died in his own city. Wow. In New Orleans. Like literally. I heard he was coming back for like a funeral or something. He was at the
He was
Waffle
coming-
House.
What?
Yeah, he went back to his own
The
city.
Waffle House. That's not the spot to go to.
A lot of shit happens at the Waffle House.
I like the Waffle House.
I love the Waffle House.
And that's how hungry I've been. Even
And I don't think the waffles are that good to be
no,
dying
they're not.
over.
But when it's
Oh.
2 in the morning,
Everyone has seen a fight at the Waffle House
no,
after the club.
The employees
Every-
fight. I was at I have it on my Instagram. Where the lady's like, man, fuck you, no, fuck you. You better have my money. I was so hungry. I go, guys, stop fighting. Can I have grits with the All-Star breakfast?
see, here's
Thank
the
you.
thing.
The employees
Plenty-
fight at the Waffle House.
Plenty
man.
of people done got some pussy from the Waffle House too, though. That's what bring you to the Waffle House.
Yeah, well, there's
The
a lot of
The
bad
parking lot pimping in the Waffle
parking lot
House.
pimping at the Waffle House. I've been to so many
I'm just
Waffle
saying.
Houses.
I'm just saying, it happens. And plenty of niggas have got some pussy after
Oh,
a
hell
nice
yeah.
stacker.
And that's the thing, the Waffle House, the menu is
Pancakes.
just 2 sides.
Yeah.
You can go quick. Yo, let me get the, oh, wait, hold up. Let me get the biscuits and gravy.
So good too.
We could
man.
take this
This
to
shit
go
is
and go right
amazing.
to
The pecan waffles.
But don't eat the shit twice. You'll be shitting liquid. You be like, what the fuck? You good? What's up? I went and got the biscuit gravy twice. That's
You
all
weren't
you hear.
supposed to do it twice, dog.
Yep, you will shit liquid sideways. Keep fucking around. Only eat it one time and get the fuck out. Keep stepping.
Did you guys see that one Pusha T, video of him
Yeah,
performing in
man.
Toronto?
Like, kinda, I didn't see it up
Well, he
close.
was okay. So he was performing in Toronto. And of
Oh
course,
man,
there's the whole
Drake's
Drake.
land.
Right, there's the whole Drake beef, and keep in mind when Drake was on that show with LeBron, he was saying how Pusha T needs to get punched in his face for what he said about 40,
Right.
and his medical condition and stuff like that. So,
Wow.
the story came up.
Captain Save a hoe ass niggas.
A bunch of
Made their way
like
to the
beer and
stage.
whatever got, you see a bunch of like liquid being thrown on stage.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And then you see a fight. And first, we messed up. We first reported that he got jumped on stage. And then, a few minutes later, we found out that it actually wasn't him being jumped on stage. And in the video, whoever jumped on stage, I guess someone, his crew or someone associated with his crew or someone, you see the dude literally stabbed the dude
God.
on
damn.
stage. And the guy was in critical condition last I checked. I don't
What?
know. Yeah, like you see the dude literally reach back, pull out this big ass knife, and you just see stab.
And so
stab.
you're saying that could have been Pusha T?
It wasn't Pusha T.
I'm saying
Thank
it could have
goodness.
been.
It could have. Well, no, I think one of Pusher's guy. I'm not.
Pusher's
saying that
guy
'cause I'm
took
gonna
out the
assume.
knife.
Somebody that was on stage that may or may not have been stabbed whoever jumped on stage.
Got
First of all-
I thought you saying the dude that jumped on stage stabbed somebody.
No.
They knew what they knew
Oh.
the territory. They knew the territory they were going to.
Yeah.
But does it have to get to that? Let them battle this shit out. But then Drake is talking about punching people. Someone should be punched in the face.
Which
Does-
puts batteries in the back of
is
your
he-
fans.
Is he initiating the violent shit? Because it's not like Pusha T's from some punk ass state neither. Virginia. Holy
Yeah.
shit. You know what I mean?
Well, it's one of those things, because recently, and we've covered this story a few times. We recently had Reggie Wright Jr., who was head of Death Row Security. I don't know if you remember, there was a whole incident that happened in New York when the Dog Pound were filming the New York video in Brooklyn. They got shot at, and everyone's like, "Oh, that's such a."
You mean New York?
Yeah,
New
no.
York. Or the
New York.
D&M,
City of
D&M.
dreams.
New York.
Oh, big city of dreams.
Yeah,
And everything.
yeah. When they were filming that video,
And we really do feel that Biggie incited that.
I agree.
Yeah.
Completely. You get on the radio and you tell
Saying, hey, how we allowing them to film? They over there at such
Yeah.
and such location filming this in New York.
when you're a big name, you incite shit without even having to necessarily tell a specific person to do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Drake is the biggest name out of fucking. Drake put Toronto on the map. Well, let's just keep it.
Oh,
Let's just
yeah,
keep it 100.
of course.
Before Drake, there was Maestro Fresh West.
With that one song,
Yeah.
Maestro Fresh.
And Cardinal Official.
Cardinal Official. Neither one of which
Nah.
got very big.
Not at all.
Shout out to
At
both
all.
of them because they were trendsetters.
course.
No disrespect.
Mhm.
None of them had huge hits.
No.
No.
None
But
of them.
Drake
really-
is like, that's
yeah.
like.
And after
next
Drake,
level.
now you got the Tory Lanez and people like that are now following suit. But yeah, man, someone got stabbed the fuck up. I guess they're ready for that shit. Like,
It's
okay,
getting that crazy.
Well, first of all, Toronto ain't no soft motherfuckers up there.
yeah.
Like,
So
there's a bunch of
Pusha's
Jamaican
people-
motherfuckers
Pusha's
up
people
there.
were like, yo.
Straight from Jamaica.
yeah, boom, baraz.
Buck you down, you know.
Book up.
juke you up.
Yeah, that's when the shit's getting scary, man. It's like, I don't know, but violence has always been in hip hop.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not anything new.
Now that's true.
You know what I'm saying? It's shit.
100%.
You couldn't even finish a concert. I remember you go to a concert and you'd be like, you got to run to the park and like, God damn it, we could never finish the end of this shit. You know what I mean? So shit, it's nothing new. It's always been this way.
It's always been violent.
War has always been around. Man,
There's
at all
always been a
levels.
violent aspect
Yeah.
of rap beef.
Yeah.
Always.
And it's really sad
But
because
26 motherfuckers in a year.
that's a little
dying.
ridiculous.
And
That's a little
it also
ridiculous.
says a lot about the drug problems these days.
It's like
They're
epidemic.
pushing all those drugs,
because
man, in those
even
songs.
at the height of hip hop, you didn't see all these, like in the 90s or whatever, the golden era.
Because we were smoking weed.
I mean, as deadly as cocaine is, I had a close friend who died from a cocaine overdose.
Yeah.
This opioid shit is some other shit.
Listen,
the
in
lean and all
90s,
that.
It was all about the chronic.
Yeah.
Like motherfuckers, nobody's ODing on weed. We was smoking weed. Maybe motherfuckers was drinking Cristal and shit like that. But, I'm sure you had people that was doing certain drugs forever. But
most people.
mainly on the mainstream
Spliffs.
in the hip hop world,
Yeah.
powders and all of that was in the past. That was
Right.
the 80s thing.
Right.
Hip hop did coke and shit like that in the 80s. Then when crack and all that was the epidemic and
Right.
hip hop went hard against crack,
Yeah.
we went really hard against it. It was banned.
Crack
if you
is
were
whack.
seen
Head
doing
crack,
shit like
head
that,
crack.
you were looked
Head
down
crack.
upon.
Yeah.
So
Slow
now
down.
if you was sniffing crack sniffing coke
Coke.
during the 90s, you was doing it on the low or around people that you knew
Right.
accepted it.
Yeah.
But you wasn't gonna just pull it out in a bill like how you did in the 80s
Yeah.
and impress people with it like how that used to be. Then somewhere, I'm gonna tell you where, around the time when your man Eminem came out,
Pills.
he's the one that now made opioids popular.
I agree.
And from there,
His CD cover actually had a pill on it.
it skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think these drug people are unhappy about that
So
shit either.
we want to talk about our influences.
It's almost like heroin
Let's talk
in
about
the
'em
rock
all.
days in the 60s with the heroin overdoses and all that shit. It's that same thing that's happening.
The jazz
The jazz
era.
dudes.
Yeah,
that
the
were
jazz
on
dudes
heroin,
were all dying.
They were all fucked up.
Yeah,
on that
Charlie
shit.
Parker.
Parker.
Yeah.
Respect to all of them, but it happened, man.
Yeah, Miles
It's the same
Davis
shit.
was a serious heroin head. Yeah. no, I
Except
feel
that music was better. At least get some good shit if you're gonna be high.
Well,
be fucked up.
Kim Kardashian
Oh God.
Claims.
claims that she was high on ecstasy when she did the sex tape with Ray J.
Anyway,
Ray J said that's some bullshit.
it's some bullshit.
Right.
It's some bullshit.
Why even say that? Like, what's the purpose? Are you trying to
Just
excuse your
distance
actions?
herself, yeah.
You're trying to act like, I was under the influence and I'm really not a whore like that, and I would have never
Oh,
made
Lord.
a fucking porno tape
That's how you got money.
without being on ecstasy.
Yeah.
Like, really? Really?
Yeah. That's that's how you got famous. That's literally how you got famous.
That's how the whole empire got launched.
That's how the empire off
Right.
some ass. Off fucking somebody. That's
And
how you
sucking dick.
sucking dick. The mom
I never
pimped
saw
that
it,
shit
though,
out.
to be honest.
She
I
parlayed
never
that
saw
shit.
it.
Wait,
I
you
saw a
never
little
saw
bit
it?
of it.
I saw it. I watched part of it. It was
I
kind of
watched-
boring.
You
It
watched
wasn't-
part? I
I'm
watched the
saying,
whole thing.
You watched the whole
'cause
thing?
I'm a fucking
Yeah.
creep.
Yeah.
I don't.
I
I
watched the whole
fast forwarded part of it.
I'm a creep.
If you're,
No,
if you're,
It wasn't a professional production. I'm used to professional porn.
Well,
Right.
I like
Homemade porn.
unprofessional porn.
You like
sometimes.
unprofessional?
I love that amateur shit where you see the director's shadow, and even the girl fucking's like, move over. He be like, oh my bad. Nothing like the director going, my bad. And then she's smiling.
she just
That's
looks like
what-
it would have been whack. Like she just looks like.
Listen, if I would have boned her, hell, you damn right. They're not ugly. She ain't ugly. Shit, I'd have hit that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, she recently said that when she posts her thirst trap pictures on Instagram, it bothers Kanye, but she don't care.
Well, Kanye, who'd you marry? Stop. Who'd you marry, man?
Well,
It's-
you're married, Jamar. Your wife is on Instagram?
Yeah.
Have you ever had an issue with anything that she's posted?
I mean, my wife wouldn't post me.
No.
Yeah, your wife ain't-
Not to say that she does any of that.
His wife is
But
some next
has
level.
has there ever been a situation where you're like, I don't like that.
Maybe.
Mm.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
And if it is, it's coming down.
I heard that shit. They just, yeah.
But I'm not really one of these like insecure, you know, the oppressor of my woman type of dudes. Like when I was young, I used to be, but like, you know, now it's like, you want to be on Instagram looking like, you know, however you want to, hey, go the fuck ahead. Like, you know what I mean?
Have
As
your
long
ass
as you're
out
not
with a
on
Bible
there,
verse.
like, you know what I mean?
Because they all.
I always wonder about that. Like, you got a picture of you in a thong, and there's some fake woke inspirational quote on there.
Dude,
like,
there's a girl named.
I'm looking at your ass. I know.
Summer Rae.
Summer Rae?
Summer Rae.
Oh, that white chick?
Whew, she bad, but she got Jeremiah. What? All her ass is out. I'm like, is there a Bible verse going, Joseph wrote on the ass
You know what
to Bethlehem?
Do you know what bothers me also?
I just hate that
is
shit.
that, you know, a lot of these girls have kids. And it'll be like,
That's embarrassing.
ass titties. Me and my son.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's jarring.
Yeah.
Like, you're like.
Trying to detox from your wholeness. Stop it. It's like, and then they say, wait. I love when they go, business inquiries. What?
Yeah.
What the fuck
kind
do
of
you
business
do?
are you doing?
They're like, for business inquiries, the Lord said, thy kingdom will come. I'm like, what? And they try to give you positive affirmations. These women are out of their fucking minds. Their asses are out. Just own it. Just own it and say,
Look at my ass.
just look at my ass. If you want to call me up for business for me to be a hoe, cool. Just call.
Right, but then
my
they'll be like,
agent.
know your self-worth and
Know
all
your
this crazy
self-worth. You're a
shit. Like,
narcissistic fucking, come on, stop.
Apparently, the IRS is coming down on some of these girls. Like, I guess,
Awesome.
like,
Good.
I'm seeing these stories that, like, these girls are being
because
reported
they
and being
want a
audited by
cut
the IRS.
of everything.
Is there an
If
ass
a nickel
tax?
bag
No,
gets
because
sold
you know a
in
lot
the
of these
park,
girls that they get
want
like
in.
I don't know, is it Venmo or whatever those Cash App services? You know, I mean, like, oh someone reported my Venmo account, I'm being audited. Like,
Good.
You're supposed to pay taxes. That's how it works. I got to pay taxes when someone pays me.
Good.
You know what I'm saying?
Ass tax, bitch. Ass tax.
Someone said, you know, thought that hoe owes taxes.
I don't know if you've heard of our ass tax. Well, as much as you expose yourself, that's a 2.7%. So every time you expose your ass, and then you have the nerve to throw up a Bible verse.
And I know you thought you had tricks, but here's my fucking
That's
trick.
violation of church and state. Yeah, good. I'm glad. This means they're gonna put their fucking clothes on now. You know what I mean? I mean, don't get me wrong. I do troll. I ain't gonna front. I do go, damn. I'm gonna DM them. I DM the girls with low numbers. When they 25.8 thousand, I go, she gonna say
So
hi.
I could get up.
She gonna say hi. If they're in six figures, they ain't got time.
Right, they
But
can't
when
even
you,
see
you
your
I
shit.
always get the hot chicks that have low numbers, because they be like,
That's the
hi.
trick.
I go, yeah, she has low self-esteem. Let me catch her, right before her numbers go up.
I have more followers than you.
Yeah.
You'll probably answer.
My followers are pretty good. If she don't have more than me,
Right,
she gonna
you're
answer.
in.
She gonna answer.
She gonna answer. But as soon as they have more than me, I go, fuck! She ain't gonna say shit to me.
Well, you know, I remember I saw a comment and said, how come girls, you know, never shoot their shot? And one girl answered, she goes, well, we do. We
Just
like
not the
we
same way.
like a bunch of pictures of a guy, and if he doesn't DM us, then we failed.
Wait, oh really?
Yeah, that's how girls do it. They'll like a bunch of your pictures and wait for your DM. And if they don't get the DM, then they failed. They start over somewhere else.
Or they start the girls with big numbers?
Just whoever, girls in general. Well, Kanye said that he's distancing himself from politics. He felt like he's been used.
Good.
And he's no longer in the political
Shut your
world.
dumb ass up.
Yeah.
don't
First of
need
all,
to hear
Kanye,
none of that shit.
you were never in politics.
Right.
You were never there.
He met with the president. He's
Yeah,
in politics.
Eh.
He's in politics.
I mean, Trump's not in politics, guys. He's
The
in business.
fucking person that brings him his coffee met with the president. That don't make them in politics. Like,
I'm distant.
just meeting the president doesn't put you in
He
politics.
talked about political issues with Trump. He talked about the prison system. He talked about Larry Hoover. He talked about Chicago. He talked.
He talked. And I'm not going to lie.
Did he talk with him?
And-
I think he talked a lot.
And Kim Kardashian met with Trump as well, and she got some
I think
prisoners
her
out.
meetings were more serious than
Than
Kanye's
Kanye's.
Probably.
were.
Right.
And that's a shame.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Because she actually got some shit done. Like
Released
she got
that lady.
somebody,
That lady got
yeah,
released,
she
right?
got somebody released.
Pardoned.
Yeah.
All that shit Kanye just talked about up there.
Yeah.
What has come of that?
My thing is
Nothing.
the hat he was wearing was so fucked up That's why I just was like, can't they get him a better
MAGA
man-
hat?
Couldn't it be like that? His hat
Right?
was
Why
mad
does it?
crushed.
Why does it?
He looked crazy.
It don't
as fuck.
sit right.
He looked
Like,
an
look
old
how much
man.
shit.
He
He
had an
made-
old man hat
He made
on.
his own MAGA hat.
Look how this You're Not a Mean
He
God
made his
cast
own?
with Lord
Yeah,
Jamar
why
and
didn't
Rod
it
Digger
have it?
hat.
Like,
sit.
look at that. You ought to mean. See how it stands up?
Come on, it
Well, he
got-
could have had it cocked. He had a
Come
beat up
on.
old man hat.
Yeah, his
He
shit
had
looked
a
like
dad hat.
He had the old dad hat.
Yeah.
like
With the
somebody
fucked up
sat on
sweatshirt.
it and then he just put it on his head.
He's like, hey, Mr. President, can you
Well,
give me a fucking autograph?
Well, Cameron on the new Dipset album calls Kanye and Uncle Tom on the first song.
I mean, listen. I love Kanye. Kanye's my man, Chicago, whatever. But he played himself. I think it's tough love. I think he should be called out on that shit. To say slavery is voluntary was a mistake. But you're gonna get the backlash. We don't hate him. Nobody hates him, man. But some people.
I dislike Kanye.
You dislike Kanye. Why you
Dislike
dislike Kanye?
Well, here's
Why
the
don't
thing.
you like him? He didn't, because what he said about the slavery.
I
those
believe-
slavery
listen,
comments and
But
the
he's
other
been,
shit
he's
like
been
that.
checked on it, and I think he should be able to take his beatings, like lyrically, let them call you an Uncle Tom because you was acting like that. That was some Uncle Tom shit, but I just believe it's something else. I think I'm still giving him a chance.
Let
I'm
me-
still
let me-
giving him a
let me-
chance.
Let me just say this.
And
real
Still
quick.
giving him
here's
a
the
chance.
thing. Right after he said all that shit, you saw remember there was there's this black meeting at the White House where you had all these black kids wearing MAGA hats,
Right.
and, posing with
That's
Trump Jr.
That was
He
stupid.
inspired
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
inspired a lot of black people to think like that. He also inspired a lot of racists to say, "See, I told y'all. One of your people's even saying it."
Well,
You see what I'm saying?
Listen, but
he has a very
I
loud
just want to
voice.
say real quick, we have to be able to separate people from their actions. Okay? So you can love a person, but hate shit that they do.
Like
Or
white people.
say.
Like white
You
people.
see what I'm saying? So
Hate shit that they do.
as far as Kanye, he's still a black man. He's just
right.
very confused.
That's it. That's
so,
how I feel.
So on a macrocosmic level, do I love Kanye just as a black man that
Yes.
I love all black, and not even just black. First, I love black people first.
You love
but
all
I
black
believe,
people.
huh?
You love all black people.
Yes, I don't love everything that black people,
People do. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I love all.
I'm
Do you
gonna
love all
even
white
go
people?
as far as
No.
to say.
Hey, you do.
No, I don't.
Hey, you do. You know
I'm
you
gonna
love all
go
white
as
people.
far as to say I love all humanity.
Of course.
Okay? I love all humanity, but I don't love certain things that humans do.
Especially whites.
Especially
Especially
white
you goddamn
humans.
Anglo-Saxons.
Now, that being said, so yeah, Kanye does a lot of dickhead shit,
Yeah.
but do I say I hate Kanye? I don't even know him like that.
So
Like,
you love Stacey Dash?
Stacey's
Sure.
an idiot. She's
as
fine as hell.
just
Damn
on
it.
the base level of
Sheriff,
being a black woman.
That one Sheriff Clark. You love that guy?
Hell no.
Sheriff Clark.
I
Hell
don't even
no.
know who that is.
The one
Where's the
black
cowboy hat?
sheriff guy. That's pro Trump.
Nah, hell no, I don't like him.
Listen,
Fuck no.
yes.
Okay.
How about that?
I like my people,
Yes,
man.
but do
there
I
are some black
do
people
I
that need
love
to be
what he
ostracized.
does?
This guy here.
I know
Oh,
who
hell,
you're
the
talking about.
cowboy.
I know who you're talking about.
And he really does not like black people. And there's sometimes we need to really, there's love for black people. We need to learn to ostracize the ones that are throwing us under the bus, that are because he was very abusive to black people, stopping them and all kind of shit, police brutality. He's down with that. We need to get rid of those Negroes,
Let
those
me ask you, so
peachy
how
head
does,
tap
how
dancing
does
ass
hating
fucking
Kanye
Negroes.
help you?
Yeah,
How does it
Kanye
help
shouldn't be
you?
hated though. Fuck
Not
that.
everything I do helps me.
Well,
you just feel a certain way. Like, and it was interesting. For example, like when I had
that's a
Nick
good
Cannon.
answer though, because you can't have it both ways. Like we as people do a lot of shit that doesn't necessarily help us or serve us
When I had,
properly, but we do it anyway, right?
When I had Nick Cannon, one of our interviews, we were talking about pedophilia, and he said that
If your uncle touch your cousin, how do you deal with that? This was my favorite uncle, but he fucked around and did something with my cousin?
yeah, I don't think it'd be cool with my uncle after that.
That's your uncle, dog. That's the dog who he said he rocking with you.
Yeah, man.
I'm not gonna answer the question.
Can't rock with the child molesters. You
So,
know what I mean?
so
we're
I
not
got-
we're not
but
homies anymore.
No, because
after
you know
that.
what that's a sickness. That's a spirit.
Is it?
100%.
pedophilia on any level,
Yeah.
fuck that.
Yeah.
You fucking traumatizing a kid with that shit?
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Real tough.
Because usually an uncle, a lot of times uncles don't even earn their uncleness. You know what I mean? That's real shit. Because sometimes some uncles are just uncles because they just hung around long enough. Hey, because they had your Uncle Charlie. Is he? He's
See,
just
it's hard,
but
man.
there's uncles
because-
that are, if you're a pedophile, there's no forgiving that shit.
Right, but and so
Game
you
of
hate-
Thrones,
you
behead
hate
that son of a bitch.
about him. You hate that about him. You see what I'm saying? But do you really hate your uncle?
Yes.
Just on a base level?
Yes. Touching your kid. Lord,
well, first of
listen,
all,
Jamar, if
we
someone
didn't say it
touched
was
your
my kid. We
Well,
just said
I'm
he
saying
was
You
a
have
pedophile.
to internalize it when you think
have
about
to
these
internalize
concepts.
it.
Right.
Yeah.
If someone did
Yeah,
that to
fuck
your
yeah.
child,
Right. So what I'm okay now.
I know what you would do.
Listen.
I don't want to hear that
Right.
shit.
Okay, but now listen. Let's just say, what if this? Do you take into consideration what if this guy was the victim of pedophilia, and now this is something that's
Oh well.
he's bringing.
He should have gotten some therapy along the way.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck him.
Fuck him.
So you can't.
Fuck
So when the victim. So but now you're not saying about the person he's just victimized.
He's just spreading.
The person he's just victimized. You feel so much empathy for that person that you now hate Uncle Charlie.
Yeah.
Right? So what I'm saying is, Uncle Charlie was that victim at one time.
So
possibly.
what?
And before he started touching little kids, I was cool with him.
Right.
Right,
Cool,
but
you put your finger in
understand
somebody's
that
butt.
some shit happened. Okay, let's just say if you believe in karma, let's just say, right?
Which I do.
Okay, so do you believe in past lives and maybe that you were born again
I
type
don't
of karma?
Not really.
Well, let's just say that that's true, right?
Okay.
So now imagine if karma is real in those type of sense. Just imagine that the child who is now getting raped in this life, actually in that past life raped this other person, and they're getting some sort of
ain't gonna
karmic
work.
balance.
That ain't gonna work.
You telling me that's not a
That-
whoa?
that- that-
Hypothetical shit.
Hang on.
Okay.
So hypothetically, you're telling me that can't be a possibility if karma and reincarnation exists.
It's a possibility. but
That's
at
all.
the
That's
end
all
of
I'm
the-
saying.
at the end of the
And
day,
if that possibility exists, and that were the case, is that some sort of universal justice in a way? You see, because everything that we can say. Listen, I'm not sitting here trying to defend pedophiles in any kind of way. Don't get me wrong.
Keep explaining.
I'm just saying that. No.
His dirt keeps falling off.
No.
You're like Cool Hand Luke. I told you to did the
What
dirt
I'm
on that
saying
side.
is,
What we have here is a failure to communicate.
there's many different circumstances to certain things, and I still feel like the person and the person's deeds are two different things.
Okay.
And you can hate a deed and still love a person.
But
and
that
certain deeds are come about through certain stimuli, through certain experiences that you've had in life. And to be a victim one minute and not acknowledge somebody's victimhood in the next minute when they're doing something wrong, I think is just a little extreme, and it needs to be considered. Okay?
It's okay
There are
to
some
agree to
pedophiles out there
disagree.
that never got molested and they just want to fuck kids.
I
And
don't-
yeah, let's kill
me
these
personally,
motherfuckers.
me
Agree to
personally,
disagree.
yeah, we could just agree to disagree. I
Yeah.
don't care
Fuck that.
why you did it. You
Fuck,
still did it, and you still
touched the
fucked
kid.
up
Fuck
a
that.
defenseless child and fucked up their
Damn right.
lives
Fuck
moving forward.
that.
So fuck them.
In the
So what
jail,
do
behead
we
them,
do?
fuck
Would
'em.
we just kill them all? We
Yes.
kill Uncle
Bye.
Charlie?
They're not gonna change.
Would you?
I don't think pedophilia.
Would you
I
kill
don't-
your-
I
should lock
don't-
them away.
I don't think
Lock them away.
I don't think pedophilia has the death penalty, but life in prison, I think, is a
That's
reasonable.
it. Keep
Well,
them
no,
away. They're
fuck
gonna
what
do
it
again.
has.
They're gonna do it again.
What do you feel it deserves?
Life in prison.
You don't. So you don't feel it deserves death.
No, I think the person should suffer
That's
in prison.
death. That's worse death. Nice.
Yeah,
little
I think
incremental-
being in prison
What
with
about-
a bunch of
no
What
children.
about life in prison with a castration? Is
No.
that-
It's like
Whoa! I thought you hated this motherfucker. Now you letting him keep his cock? What's going on? Talk to me.
Yo, why are you trying to explain that we hate pedophilia? That's
No,
it.
no, no,
We
no,
don't
no.
like
You
it.
hate it, but
If
you
you
hate it.
want him to keep his
Whoa,
cock,
whoa,
you
whoa,
will
whoa.
support pedophilia.
You hate it to a certain degree,
Now
though.
you're getting deeper.
Well, no.
Oh,
You hate it to a
man.
certain degree. If you hate him, how far do you hate him? Not enough to cut his dick off.
Life
And
in
not
prison.
enough to kill him. But just life in prison.
Hey,
hate
whatever
is
happens to him in
I
prison,
would-
who cares?
I would say the death penalty if it was a lot of victims and stuff like that.
Guy or girl, too.
Yeah, 100%.
Guy or girl.
So, but one victim is not enough for the death penalty.
I don't know. I'd have to look.
Life in prison and raping all the time? Could he get raped all the time?
Hey,
Is that good for you?
Whatever
Do you hate
happens,
him that
happens.
much?
Whatever happens, happens. Fuck you for fucking with a
See,
little
I don't
kid.
think you've really reflected on how deep your hate goes.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
And that's what
Fair-
needs
fair
to be
enough.
addressed.
We mentioned Dipset. Have you guys seen Juelz Santana
God, I was hoping
with the
you
missing
didn't.
teeth?
I hope you.
What?
I was hoping you didn't
Juelz
bring.
Santana has missing teeth,
You
yo.
didn't see this, bro?
I saw. Didn't he?
You didn't see this,
propose
bro?
to a girl?
Yes.
He proposed.
But
proposed.
he got fake teeth in now, but he talked like he still ain't got no teeth.
Was he like this?
I mean, bro,
What the hell happened?
look it on the right. Drugs.
Oh man,
They're
that's-
saying drugs.
Wow,
Because drugs makes your teeth fall out.
man.
And think about lean. It's a syrupy. You got the sweet. They put
sweet.
shit in there to make it sweet. The
He probably doesn't
candy.
brush the teeth.
And-
without-
Well, people put their own shit in there to make it
Right,
sweet.
but it's also sweet anyway, right?
is it?
Doesn't,
Okay,
isn't
I
there
don't-
sugar? I don't know.
I don't drink.
Hey, I don't drink it either.
Yeah.
I never even held
Wow.
the bottle in my hand, but I'm thinking in a lot of those medicines, there's sugar in there already.
yeah.
So now they'll put Jolly Ranchers in there,
What?
and then they'll
To
put
make it sweeter,
and then they'll put the Sprite
Yeah.
and the soda. So
Dirty
think
Sprite.
of how
And
much
then you end up like
sugar-
this. Hey man,
So-
let me tell you something.
Think about
Yeah,
how
but
much
you know,
sugar
yeah,
that is.
but the sugar is
I
not
got the
making your
lean,
front teeth
goddamn
fall
it.
out.
Whoa.
Let me
if you
tell
brush
you
your
what's
teeth-
going on.
Yes, it would. But
Shit,
I'm
that's
saying
some good shit.
that's just one layer of it.
I eat.
Now
I drink a lot of soda and look at my teeth.
And you
They're
get the
fine.
tongue shit. Let me tell you something. You need
This is
to
what I'm
taste
saying.
it
That's just
lean.
one
Lord, your mouth.
level of it. The sugar combined now with the drug shit, which
fucking
is gonna
crazy.
fuck with your
It
shit.
just
Well,
takes
that's gonna accelerate it. is
Well,
what
And
I'm
you
saying.
don't go to the dentist.
you know-
Why? You're not getting your dental shit checked either.
Well, you know what's
So-
interesting is that when this picture came out, Juelz did an Instagram post that, oh, good, good Photoshop.
But wait,
But we went back and looked at the video and it's not Photoshop. And then he took away that little Photoshop comment and he just shows, he's got veneers or whatever, whatever, implants or whatever hell he's got. But I'm like, why would you even film yourself like that?
Exactly.
Yeah, I
You
mean-
know you were going to his video shoot, right? I've never heard of a video shoot without
And-
cameras, but
Yo, look how many chains he had on in that video. Diamond chains.
yeah.
You mean to tell me you couldn't go to the dentist first or pawn one of them chains,
to get
whatever
dental-
the fuck, to get you some gates?
Well, no, I mean,
Get some diamond gates.
No, right afterwards, he posted the picture. of
I
himself.
know,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is that's a day late and a
Well,
dollar
that- well,
short,
that's a good
bro.
job. He did it. The
We
teeth look
already
nice.
see.
Well, no,
but-
I think he always had that. He just forgot to slip it in on that day. Maybe.
well,
it was
then you
too
go
high.
home, my nigga.
Well,
you don't.
who interviewed him?
When you
that
get there, you're like,
no,
oh
no,
shit, I
nobody-
forgot my gates, yo. I
Well,
can't
I
do
guess,
this.
I guess he went
gotta
on.
go home.
I guess he went on TRL and DC Young Fly asked him about
Oh,
that.
shit.
Yeah, like afterwards.
Oh,
But
man.
yeah, no, I mean he really is missing his front teeth, and he's a fairly young guy, man.
Front
He's,
gate.
he's in
That
his
old?
early 30s.
Yeah, or something late 30s.
That's
whatever,
your
it's not that
front gates.
old.
my
These
nigga.
joints right here.
You
That's
missing your
That's
front
the teeth that
gates?
people only brush. Is the front joints. You know the people.
Right.
You know people that brush their teeth like this. Like, man, my man. What about the back joints?
Juelz is 36.
Wow.
Wow.
That's young as shit.
Yeah, Juelz is 36.
That's young as fuck, dude. Damn. That's
crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. But a lot of people, even when I ask my dentist, man, I go, it's like I remember my one dentist I know, she would install the grills. She goes, a lot of these rappers that get these grills, they have halitosis. They don't fucking get their teeth checked. A lot of this shit, their breath smell like booty hole, yo. Word up. And they don't get their shit
I
checked.
see now that he even got the fake teeth,
Yeah.
it seemed like he might have left that shit out for a minute, because now his mouth, it looks like it's formed
Yeah.
to
Remember,
look to like an old man's mouth when you ain't got no teeth.
Remember Sadat? Sadat had that line on Slow Down.
How do you rap? How do you rap with no teeth? Listen, all you motherfuckers out there, boy, I'm
on,
coming back. I'm gonna kill all you niggas.
I'm
out
brand
there.
new being
All you niggas out there. All you niggas. Yo, hey man, kick
What
that
line
beat.
you talking about?
Yo,
my
yo,
bone?
I ain't got no teeth, but that's okay, cause you can't start no beef. Niggas talking about my front, but that's okay. I know you don't want none. Motherfucker, they're blasting. I don't give a fuck, cause you know I keep lasting.
Remember Sadat X said, you was fly once, now you losing all your fronts.
Oh shit!
He damn sure said that.
He was talking about that shit in the
Started out
80s.
light, only tipping woolly blunts.
Yeah.
But now you get a stripe, graduated to the pipe, took a long pull. Hype!
Head crack.
Yeah, head crack, head
See,
crack.
You're just talking about Sadat again. You gotta stop this. You know who's watching.
Did you guys see the MC Serch interview I did?
It was great.
The
I
one,
saw-
the one about how he said that MC Hammer put the $50,000 hit on him.
Yes, I saw that.
Dude.
Pete said the line that really pissed Hammer off about, Cactus turned Hammer's mother out. And that was the one that really took Hammer over the edge. But the whole genesis of it for me was twofold. One, he wouldn't battle me, which is petty, but I was 19 years old. So in my mentality and how we looked at how we dealt with things in hip hop, you battle. That's not his culture. It's not where he comes from. And even if it is, what does he have to prove to me?
MC Serch has stories, bro. He has that Bushwick Bill joint.
Yeah.
Yo,
I didn't see that one.
And the
should watch
Nas
it. It's
thing was
crazy.
great. Dude, you have to watch
I
it.
had some funny shit.
He has some great, he was around in some certain time periods where you're like, wow, the one with Nas was great too.
Let me tell you, one of the reasons why I even respected MC Serch back in the days, cause I ain't gonna lie, I didn't fuck with no white hip hop.
I listen
People
to Third Base.
I like
at
Third
all.
Base.
No, I'm
I like
saying
Third Base.
before Third Base. This is
Right.
I'm talking like Latin Quarter days. Okay?
Oh yeah, you do.
Like I didn't really like the Beastie Boys, but they had a couple of joints.
Right.
And and I mentioned in the interview was that Third Base was the first what I consider traditional
Hip hop.
white
hip-hop.
white rappers.
Not like gimmicky
Well,
or
Yeah,
anything.
Let me tell
because
you.
Beastie Boys was more like punk rock rap.
Punk rock.
They
hip
were
hop.
more
I
traditional.
was a big hip hop head. I mean, I lived in New Rochelle, but I would go to all of these fucking clubs and parties, and it didn't matter what borough it was.
Yeah.
And I used to be in the quarters damn near every fucking weekend.
Yeah.
This nigga MC Serch was the only white boy I ever seen in the fucking Latin quarters, yo.
Yeah.
And he used to be in there on the regular, dancing up a fucking storm
Yeah, and in
with
fact-
the high top fade,
Yep.
jumping over his fucking leg, all this type of
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, because in fact the whole beef with
They,
MC,
go white boy, go white boy.
The whole
like
beef,
that's who he was.
the whole beef with MC Hammer, the way it originally started was he said that he was like a valet somewhere and MC Hammer pulled up.
Right, yeah.
And he went up to MC Hammer and
Wanted to battle
challenged him
him,
to
yeah.
a dance battle. And MC Hammer was
some
like,
New York shit.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. But that's how hip hop he was. He literally would go to the hottest rapper out and challenge him. This is before he even got on, before he even had a deal or whatever else.
But he was a valet, but Hammer's probably like got to go somewhere, and Hammer's like, come on, man, you don't want this.
So,
You know,
so when I
you know
see
Hammer
him,
talk,
when
I don't
see
think you
him
want
get
this, young
on-
blood. Get him, Hammer. You know, he can't be doing the zipper move
When I
in
see
his
him
hard
get on, I
shoes.
was
He
like,
tried-
yo, that's that white boy from the quarters. Like I remembered him. Like I was like,
But if you a valet, you hungry as hell. Hammer's like, I'm coming to go eat some dinner at a steakhouse. He's like,
Right.
come on, Hammer. Hammer's like, I'm trying to eat steak, young man. You don't want this.
Can't do
Right,
this.
Hammer? And you know Hammer's like this. Get him, Hammer. I can't do it, dog. I'm trying to do the zipper move. You don't want to mess with Hammer, though.
Typewriter, I think is what it's called.
The typewriter, I'm sorry.
Oh,
the typewriter.
shit.
The corn on the cob. I don't know. But your Hammer can. Hammer can still kill it. Do you see the videos where Hammer's dancing? He's still dope. And after Redman's interview, I will never disrespect Hammer.
Look, that goddamn MC Hammer, very serious about beef. Y'all motherfuckers laugh and y'all joke about Hammer. No. That nigga was deep with niggas. And he used to what anybody who talks shit
come to the Bay Area, they was in for it. Because we seen it. I seen it. And he was very serious about beef. Oh, you gonna talk about my dancing pants? I see you. And he will whoop a nigga out.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
Shiny suits and
I
all.
did one show I remember back in the days with Hammer. Yeah. It was KMEL Summer Jam or whatever the fuck it was, and yo, his entourage was something like I never seen in my life. Like it was literally
100 people.
More than 100 people, probably.
That's
Like,
actually
it was
how he.
crazy.
That's
But
actually
it
how
was
he,
girls, guys, gangsters, dancers,
Everybody.
everybody.
No, listen.
Like,
I grew up in the Bay. Hammer.
We will fight for Hammer.
Hyenas.
Hyenas. We will fight. This is the Game of Thrones.
Eagles. Fish.
King Hammer. Yes. Thou must fight for thy honor. Do the typewriter.
Yo, but see what it represented to me at the time is, yo, this nigga is able to pay all these people.
Dude, that's crazy.
And still have
That's
paper.
how he ended up going broke.
I know, but at the time it looked like
It looked crazy.
this shit was never gonna stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and listen, growing up in the Bay, Hammer was like our hero. It was like, wow, here's someone. It was the first, like, it was funny because people were calling him a sellout and stuff like that because he was doing like Kentucky Fried Chicken commercials,
with the
and
popcorn
Pepsi
chicken.
Pepsi commercials,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Or he had his own sneaker. He had like BKs, British Knights, or whatever.
Yeah.
Are you a sellout? Now everyone strives to do what Hammer did back in the 80s.
Yeah. Because it
But
was
just
something
not-
new.
but
It was
see, he
something
did
He
it,
had his
but-
own cartoon.
Yeah,
Like,
right,
Right,
man, I
but,
watched the Hammer
the way
cartoon.
he
Yeah.
did it was corny. You see, so everybody now they want to do what he did, but they want to try to do it in a more cool way, in a way that's more cool and where you still.
But he
can-
still was
you
the
can
prototype.
Still retain.
He was
still the
You
prototype.
can
Prototype.
retain your cool though. But see, by the time it was corny, and then by the time he want to be a live nigga and we get the pump to the bump,
Boy,
it's
Pumps
too
to the bump.
fucking
And
late
what's sad
now.
is that song is banging, except for the one where he's in his drawers and he remade it. He did it when he's in more gangster attire. The
well,
other one he had
the
that
whole
little
Speedo thing.
this little Speedo and his
Couldn't
thing is
hold
like
it up.
bumps in the
But
bump.
even
Like,
when he had his gangster
ah.
shit though, when he tried to put the hats on it, I didn't
Oh, it's
like
all
that
good.
either.
Yeah, it's all good.
But though, but after the Redman interview, I go right on Hammer because they said he is that real, and it was like loaded with dudes. Yeah, man, Hammer was a bat boy for the Oakland A's, man.
Yeah.
Stanley is his real
That's
name.
how he got his name because I guess he was named after Hank the Hammer.
The Hammer Aaron, Hank Aaron.
Hank Aaron the Hammer.
And what's funny is when I saw it's a really good documentary on the Oakland A's. Even Tom Hanks is in it because they have the documentary on the Oakland A's and how they won the World Series and how the whole organization was real grimy with Reggie Jackson before he got to the Yankees. And they were saying when Hammer came around, he's in the documentary, he was so charismatic. They had him announce a game one time, and they was like, "Who's this little black kid in the?" all chummying up with the owner of the A's. And then he ended up being, Hammer and the whole, and Hammer's in it. It's a great documentary about the Oakland A's. It's dope as hell. They were gangsters. They were a gangster baseball team.
I mean, Oakland is a gangster ass
It
city.
sure is. I was just there 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah, I always
Oakland
go
ain't
back
no
there.
joke.
I always go back. I mean, I went to school in Berkeley.
Oh,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying? I lived in Berkeley and Oakland for like 10 years.
Oh, yeah, and Oakland is they're trying to gentrify that shit. They're coming. A little bit, they're coming, because I was going over there like, yeah, they gentrifying. They're taking that over because of San Francisco being so expensive.
Yeah.
So San Jose and
because
Oakland
of
are
them
the next
Golden
spots.
State.
Yeah, and the Warriors bringing in all that money, and even
Yeah.
the Giants.
Yeah.
Even though the Giants are on some bullshit. You hear about that?
What
The
happened?
Giants owner giving money to that lady from that hanging lady. What's the lady that's
Yeah, but
running?
that's
Oh,
San Francisco
yeah.
Giants.
San Francisco. They're calling the owner because they were funding.
Huh.
They were putting money into to her. They were supporting her before she even made that statement. I come to a public hanging. Remember that shit? The lady that just said that shit.
Well, you're 5%.
Mm-hmm.
Do you consider yourself a Muslim?
No.
No. Even though the 5% is an offshoot of the Nation of Islam? Kinda?
I mean, you can say that. I mean, a member of the Nation of Islam left and created his own thing based on certain portions of that lesson. But we are not Muslims at all. We don't consider ourselves Muslims.
Okay.
And the Islam we study is not traditional Islam.
Okay. Do you study the Quran?
No.
No.
I mean, I've read it, but
Yeah.
we don't study the Quran.
Okay.
We study 120 lessons.
Godfrey? Muslim? Christian?
I'm neutral.
Neutral.
I'm neutral, man. I take, my whole thing is I take things from, I like to read about different things. I take things from different philosophies, and a lot of them come to the same. My whole thing is freedom for black folks. My whole thing is justice for black people. I don't give a damn what anybody reads, what they study. It's how are you treating us? Who's getting the fair deal? That's all I care about. I don't care what your ilk is. I don't care. It's like, how are you treating the next man?
Well, Nigeria, is that
Muslim, Christian?
Muslim and
Oh yeah,
Christian.
Muslim, huge.
mostly
Both.
Muslim or both?
No, both.
It's almost even.
I'd
Almost
say,
even.
yeah.
It's a lot
I'd
of
say
Muslims.
down the
lot
middle.
of, yeah, no doubt.
Boko Haram, but then you got,
Yeah.
There's an interesting interview where Moneybagg Yo was hanging out with Kevin Gates.
Oh yeah, and
actually
they do the
converted-
shahada in the car.
Converted to Islam,
Right.
By stating the whole thing.
Yeah, shahada.
And, the shahada. Yeah, and I remember I interviewed Trey about this, and I'm like, oh, is that all it takes?
Yeah, well, before that, I'm sure he asked him some questions, or he knew what they usually ask. Well, I know behind the wall because that's where I took my shahada at. They'll ask you, are you coming into this of your own knowledge and free will? And you owe anybody any debts? Are you running from anybody or anything? Because that's not how you come to Islam. You come to Islam with a pure spirit to worship God and give God reverence.
I don't know if you're
stuff like
supposed
that.
to be in the car doing it. Maybe you want to go to the mosque or something.
He was doing his
in
style.
front of a real
bootleg Muslim. First
See,
of all,
Kevin Gates, his heart though, as a Muslim, I just have to say, is so he's really loves it. You
that's
know what I
good.
mean? He has a very pure heart as a Muslim is concerned. And so you could see the real happiness in him striving to convert his
What
brother.
type? Are there
You know what I mean?
different
But
types?
they was when they did it, they was chilling in whatever kind of car they was. They both got jewelry on and shit like this. And
ready to do this? Let's do
and
it.
Kevin Gates is just saying, he's just making them repeat some shit. He
Right.
said the shit in Arabic, and then he said the shit in English.
cool.
And then he was like, there it is, bro.
Acceptance of
you took
Allah.
your shahada.
It doesn't matter where
But
you're
I'm
at as
saying-
long as you have it here.
Maybe, maybe
Right.
that is the case. I don't
Yeah.
know. I feel like I know people that went and
Did the whole,
they went to the mosque or whatever.
I
to
think
the-
every Muslim
to the
would be
imam and all
the
of that
imam,
type of
right.
stuff. But maybe you can do it anywhere. Maybe you
you
don't
can.
have to. I don't know the rules.
My
on that.
thing is, I'm always just very curious. I stand on the outside of everything. My parents are Episcopalian, all that shit. And no disrespect to my parents, of course not. But my thing is, I always look at stuff and I go, wow, a lot of religion has caused a lot of violence. People fighting over this shit, fighting over that shit, whether you call it Allah, Yahweh, whatever. And when I see these other Muslims, I see these guys from Bangladesh, and they're Muslims. They pray 5 times a day. And I'm arguing with them because they're being rude to me in a fucking car, and you know what I mean? And you see Muslims that are African, and Africans are being rude. It's like, okay, you guys are Muslims, but you guys aren't practicing half this shit. You're not practicing. And don't get me wrong, I sometimes I'll go to the mosque and I'll see all those cab drivers, they all congregate.
Yeah.
The Muslims, the Arabics, the Africans, but then you all are still talking shit about each other. I'm confused. It's hard to join anything when you guys ain't fucking, the racism shit is still fucking there.
I think what's actually.
I mean, you know what I'm
Because
saying?
the Christians though.
No. I'm saying the Christians already, I'm like, boom. But when I was like, fuck the Christian shit, I was like, wow, maybe the Muslim thing might be the thing. But then I see that shit. So I'm just like neutral.
I think the cool part, for example, I interviewed Big U, who's like a big figure, affiliated with Rolling 60s and stuff like that out there. And, he's a Muslim himself. And he told me, on camera, so you feel that some of the stuff you've done in the past, you have to make up for?
No, I know it.
You know.
I want to balance. I don't want to be remembered for being this negative force. You know what I mean? I don't want to live my life and the only thing you can remember about Big U is he was this, he was that, he was this, he was that. You know what I mean? He fought all these different cases. He did this to people. I feel like if on the day of Yama Kiyama, when I want to be able to say that I did right. I want to be able to say that whatever we had a part of, I did right. And I feel like in 2018, with the gangs and the murders and all that down in LA, that I'm getting there.
You know, he's part of a program funded by the city that tries to diffuse gang situations among LA. He said the gang, the gang death rate in LA is at the lowest point that it's been since there's been gangs.
That's great.
You know what I'm saying? And he's got the youth football league
That's
and stuff
what I'm
like
talking
that.
about.
And, you know, I remember when I interviewed Arab.
It's like I'm not the best Muslim, you know what I'm saying? So I'm out here cutting up, you know what I'm saying? I ain't the best Muslim at all, by far. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even a good Muslim. But it's still in our heart, you know what I'm saying? We're supposed to love our prophet and the law more than we love ourselves and our parents, our kids, everything, you know what I'm saying?
At least it sets up a conscience in the back of your mind
course.
saying, okay, at least I know I'm fucking up. You know what I'm saying? At least I don't feel good about this stuff I'm doing, and I'm going to try, if not now, but at least at some point, to try to atone for this stuff and try to, you know, bring some good to counter the bad that I've done.
And it's ironic that a lot of these guys become Muslim in jail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
the Nation of Islam is, you know, had a lot of its members come from prison and stuff like that, right?
Well, I don't know. Well, I would say more of the 5% Nation actually.
Oh, really?
Had a lot of. The Gods was running the jails at one point.
Okay.
Especially in New York. Yeah, I wouldn't say so much the Nation of Islam, but yeah, Nation of Gods and Earth, we was definitely running the jails. Like some people even was calling it a jail religion or whatever, but that's not what it is. But that's how prevalent we were in the jails.
Who are the prominent NOI guys, like in terms of current rappers? I know Jay Electronica, right?
He's dope.
I mean, he be around them. I don't know if
I do too.
if he's official NOI. Yeah, I love.
He wears the chain.
He's dope. I like
There's
his work.
not, from what I know, there's not a lot of NOI rappers. There never was. Like Cam, West Coast Cam.
Ice
back
Cube
in
was
the
affiliated.
days. Right. Cam was definitely
Cam.
one.
Yeah, I interviewed Cam before. We talked about it. He's the one that kind of got Ice Cube into it.
Right. But yeah, Chuck D was affiliated, but I don't think
Right, he had
was,
Farrakhan in his videos.
Right, but I don't know if he was actually like a registered member. See, because I feel like being that type of a Muslim, you know, it doesn't really lend itself to being a rapper. You see what I'm saying? Like, especially with that suit and tie style and all of that back in the days, like, you know, for instance, I had a brother named that I came up with from Mount Vernon. He actually rose up in the Nation of Islam pretty high. His name was Arthur X. And he was a rapper. He was originally, his name was Kid Dust. Back in the days when, you know, motherfuckers used to smoke dust and shit. But he became Arthur X, and he still was kind of rhyming, but it was weird, you know, seeing Arthur X from the Nation of Islam, like, you know, and he had his tie on, and it's just, that's why the 5%ers did much better in rap, because we dress regular, talk regular,
right.
And but
isn't Big Daddy Kane? Wasn't Big Daddy
yes,
Kane?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I've interviewed Wesley Muhammad from the NOI.
I just had an interview on my show with Wesley Muhammad.
Yeah, cool dude, man.
Mm-hmm.
I like him. You know, actually, we were in the process of trying to get Farrakhan, but I heard someone threw a monkey wrench in that whole situation.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Someone threw a monkey wrench for you to get Farrakhan?
For me not to get Farrakhan.
Oh.
We were actually talking, about doing a Farrakhan interview.
They said, that Farrakhan, don't you interview with that devil Vlad.
He doesn't like Jewish people. But you know what's funny is Farrakhan is an amazing violinist, and his teacher's Jewish. I mean, he's an amazing violinist. You know that, right?
He was a musician originally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, him and his brother played his mom had him out of Boston.
He still plays the violin.
And plays and murders it, you know. But I don't touch the Farrakhan thing. I mean, I used to go see him at Savior's Day in Chicago. So I would see him in college, the whole nine. And listen, if a man, my thing is it's not about Nation of Islam or anything. Any man that has lived before me and went through the segregation days and all that has knowledge to tell me. I would take his messages as far as like, I take what I want from it. You know what I mean? And so that's, if people would be like, you know, why you listen? I said, I listen to Malcolm X, I listen to Farrakhan, I listen to Dr. King, I listen to all black people that have lived before me that experience it. Regardless of what their religious affiliation is, they all went through segregation. They all were called the N-word. Hello? Like, it has nothing to do with it. It's just how they've lived life. And I like to get some wisdom from that.
I recently interviewed Tamala Jones.
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw a little bit of that.
She's
The lovely Tamala Jones.
actress. I like her.
She was in the movie Booty Call.
Oh, yeah.
And we talked about Bill Cosby.
He said this film was disgusting and that it showed that African American young people only think about body parts and sex. But now look, and I hate to say that, you should really be careful how you speak to people and what you do while you're doing this, because no one's squeaky clean.
But here's the funny thing. When I worked for Cosby, Jamie Foxx, I was audience coordinator for Cosby show. That's like 98, whatever, when I first moved to New York. And Jamie Foxx was supposed to be on one of our episodes.
Okay.
But Cosby didn't want him on there because of the booty call thing. When did Booty Call come out? Like, it was like in the 90s. It was like
yeah.
with Fox and Tommy Davidson. And yeah, they were like, Jamie's not gonna.
97.
Yeah, Jamie's not coming. They were like, why? Because Cosby, they had a little beef because of Booty Call, because you know there's a scene where Jamie's like, you see, I wanted to put the thing in the thing. He's doing some Cosby shit. And then Cosby calls, say, I didn't appreciate what you did. You shouldn't have done the thing and the ba-ba-doop-a-doop and the bah. And you know, he did like the same thing he did to Eddie Murphy. Remember with Eddie Murphy?
The Florin film.
The Flair and then the Florin. And so, yeah, that's so funny that Cosby like shut that down too. And I was there.
Yeah. She actually said something very interesting, because we talked about how, we talked about the whole Jeffrey Owens thing. You know,
Oh, Joffrey, yeah.
Yeah, Jeffrey
okay.
Jeffrey Owens. You know about him working at
Yeah,
Trader Joe's and stuff
Alvin,
like that.
who played Alvin.
Trader
Joe's.
Right.
Yeah, because I got a bone to pick with you, Vlad. I don't really like your attitude when it comes to this.
Fair enough. It's an unpopular opinion. And
I checked you on that.
Yeah,
You're a little too cavalier with this shit.
Fair enough. But she said something very interesting. She said, because, if you look at the Cosby Show cast, the majority of them didn't do anything after the show.
Right.
You know what I mean? Malcolm Jamal Warner's
Jazz.
getting a little bit something. Raven Simone was the only really...
Right. Who made some real money with Disney and all that.
And she gave me a very interesting perspective on it. She said the reason why she thinks that happened is because...
The hypnosis, I'll use that loosely, that Cosby had entranced all of those kids and people that he worked with. Because if you look at that track record, nobody has really gone on to do more outside of the Cosby Show, from the Cosby Show.
Well, it fucked up Lisa Bonet's shit. Remember when she did that?
Well, she was the only one that said, fuck y'all. I'm going to be naked in Angel Heart.
And he was like,
fuck it.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm going to get fucked by Mickey Rourke in the movie. Fuck you.
And he had all that power, and it's scary. Think about it. He had all that power. And when I was working for him, he was in the room. You're like, it's fucking Bill Cosby, man.
Yeah.
God damn. Like, you're like, damn, there's Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
And he was running the fucking show, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The dude was running the show in the 60s, for Christ's sake. And he changed television damn near single-handedly. He changed television for black people. What you gonna tell him? And in the 70s, he was killing it. And then in the 80s, killing it. Then turns a network #1. What you gonna tell this guy?
Yeah.
And then, you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So that's, and then.
But, with the Jeffrey Owens thing, and I understand a lot of people had a problem with it. And the reason why I push so hard on it is because I just feel that with my audience, I really have to hammer down that, listen, you have a long life ahead of you. You're going to be a senior citizen at one point. You have to make smart decisions along the way that in your latter years, you're financially set up to be comfortable, financially comfortable in your latter years. This is why you need a 401k. You need, what I'm saying? You need to put money aside and so forth. And I used him as an example. And I know that a lot of people had a problem with that, and it was nothing against him. But here's someone that everybody in my audience knew about. And here's a good example of what I felt, you should not do, because you do not want to be in his position when you're almost retired. And that's why I used him as an example. And I understand why people had a problem with it. And I was okay with people being mad at me over that.
I just feel like you don't there's a lot of nuances and things that you're not taking into consideration. And I think you think things are very black and white. If somebody, like I saw you post something the other day, and it said something to the effect of, how many of y'all believe that your financial position is not your fault?
Correct.
Okay.
It was on Vlad Stocks.
Right. And I love Vlad Stocks. That's a great page, and it's a great service that you're doing. But that whole attitude, Vlad, is very Republican, very pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I'm just I didn't even get into the comments or nothing like that. I just looked at the post and kind of assumed what you were thinking at the time. And I'm just going to let you know, like, especially for white people, like, especially the position that white people are in this country, y'all are not there from any extra due diligence or intelligence. You're there because you cheated. Okay? You're there because you did a bunch of shit that was unfair. Yep. You stacked the deck unfairly in your favor to create certain things for you to be able to have the certain wealth and 401ks and all this type of shit that now allows you to point back at other people and say, well, how come you couldn't do it like I did?
Well, hold on.
Very true.
That caption that I said, when I said, how many of you feel that your current financial situation isn't your fault? It was based on a post that said this. Today I realized, and I'm talking about myself, I said, today I realized that the best way to get over the anger
and I read that post.
The anger of past situations is to take responsibility for your role in those situations. The other person may not have acted correctly, but accept that you weren't simply a victim. The outcome is less anger and more learning.
And that was great, a great post if you hadn't connected it to money.
Yeah. Well, I did that post.
If you hadn't connected it to money, that's a great post for introspection and learning
and I was,
as a person.
Right. And to me, because I was thinking about people there's dead people I'm still angry at. You see what I'm saying? And I'm like, why am I angry at a dead person? We will never work it out. And I started thinking of the situation of why I was angry at that person. And I said, I was actually partly at fault in that situation. I've been thinking all these years that I'm the victim, but I'm actually partly at fault.
Absolutely.
So I suddenly stopped being so angry over him, at him, and that situation. And I started thinking about it and saying, on a financial level.
And that's where you went awry.
Yeah. I said,
that's where you
by
went awry.
connecting it financially, said, how often did I feel when I was broke that it wasn't my fault? Let me just put that question out there. How many of you guys feel that you being in your financial situation? And the thing is, I said financial situation, leaving it open because a lot of people said, I'm actually well off right now, and it is my fault because I've been working so hard all these years. Because I've been making good decisions. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Financial situation doesn't mean a bad financial situation. Because people were saying, I'm fucked up because...
But isn't that what you meant?
No.
You meant that whether you have money,
yes.
or whether you...
Is it your fault?
Is it your... Okay.
And if you look at the comments, a lot of people are saying, yeah, I've been making good investments and I've been careful with my money and keeping my job. And it is my fault that I'm in this situation right now.
Trying to clean that shit up.
First of all, I don't really
talking about
believe
being
that's
broke.
what you were thinking in the beginning.
No, it was.
About good people.
It was.
About their fault.
It's
for
my
having
fault
good.
for being a billionaire.
I
God damn
you were
it.
thinking.
No.
You were talking about broke motherfuckers.
Yeah, broke motherfuckers. Y'all think y'all broke
You almost tricked me just
somebody
now.
else's fault?
I said...
You almost fucked me up. You almost got me. Damn it.
And I'm saying, because first of all, you got broke people who work just as hard as some of these motherfuckers that you say, but yet they don't have the same amount of money. Why?
Yeah.
Why? So it's not about hard work all the time. Because you got people that are working double shifts, 2 jobs,
Busting ass.
and all that, yet this motherfucker got 1 job, working half the time, making way more money.
Right.
Why?
The woman who cleans my house works a lot harder than I do.
Did you just hear this? The woman that
who cleans my house works a lot harder than I do every single day.
So don't act like it's about hard work.
But I saw a very interesting video
You see what I'm
recently.
saying?
There was a professor talking about this, saying he was talking about why, in general, poor people have kids who are poor and rich people have kids that are rich. He was saying that a lot of your actual learning, the way you connect fantasy and reality, happens in the first 7 years of your life. This is why little kids could have, make mud pies, and they think it's a real thing, and they enjoy themselves and have little fake tea parties, and it's it's a real thing.
Right.
Whereas, adults obviously, they know the difference between fantasy and reality, because they're saying that what his point was that kids during the first 7 years, they form a lot of these subconscious primal ideas during those first 7 years. And if they grow up in a household where their parents are saying, we're never going to make it.
Well, they get that mentality.
Life is unfair.
It's subconscious. Yeah.
Life is unfair.
And it manifests. Yeah, sure.
We're always going to get the short end of the stick.
That's that subconscious training.
They're not growing up just in a household like that. They're growing up in a society like that.
Yeah.
When you grow up in a society that is telling you all of this before you're 7 years old, most white people, society is not telling you that.
Nope.
So we are being assaulted upon birth psychologically to tell us that we'll never
make it.
be able to rise to a certain point.
Because of what you look like.
So don't so right there we're not starting off at an even playing field.
At all.
I agree.
You have and y'all have done much more than that. Y'all have done much more than just telling me that, shit is different.
Yeah.
You're showing me it in different ways. You're keeping me away from
things.
The wealth.
Yeah.
Like, okay. During World War II, you had what was called the GI Bill.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, the GI Bill was supposed to be accessible to everyone, to all soldiers.
Yeah.
And in this GI Bill, you get education, you get a house.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
You get a house.
You get a house.
You get all that shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got a house out of it.
Government paid for.
You got a whole bunch of shit, right?
If you join the military.
If you join the military. Right. But guess what? So now you go, you fight for your country, you come back, guess what? Only the white soldiers got the houses. The black soldiers were only access to the education part of it. We weren't able to access the housing part of it. Now, think about the ownership of a house. That leads to generational wealth.
Yes.
Because now I can take that house and give it to my children, sell it, whatever the case may be. We got the short end of the stick as black people.
Yeah, I looked it up. Banks and mortgage agencies refused loans to blacks, making the GI Bill even less effective for blacks.
Right. Just
once they return from a war, blacks face discrimination and poverty,
all day
which represented
long.
a barrier to harnessing the benefits of the GI Bill.
Okay?
That's right.
Now, with that and things called redlining, where the red line of properties in different neighborhoods would determine the property value and all that type of shit. Yeah. That's how ghettos and all that type of shit was created through being unfair. You see what I'm saying? So the value of your house went up. Not only did you get a house for going over there to fight, just like I did. Now, I didn't get no fucking house. Right. But now the value of your house, because you live in a white neighborhood, is now higher because my white friend over here just drew a red line, which made your shit more expensive. Yeah. So now you're able to give this house to your children. You're able to sell it. You're able to build off of that. Yes. You see what I'm saying? Whereas it's not a level play. So now you have that physical thing. You have the psychological thing of telling us that the shit is not fun. This is what I'm trying to make you understand, Vlad.
Hence
that it's not so black and white where, if I just work hard and I make these smart decisions and I save up enough money, you got to understand that by doing that, some of us were put so deep in the hole that just to climb out of it, just to try to climb out that hole, there's no fucking way that I'm gonna be able to save this fucking money you keep talking about for 401. I need that to live, bro.
Yeah. And to make bail when we get arrested for no fucking reason.
All of that, bro. So what I'm saying is, please, Vlad, stop with the fucking simplification,
We're tired of your shit, Vlad.
oversimplification
Stop
of financial problems, because it is not as simple as you're placing it. But it seems that way as a white man in America.
It is not as simple as I'm doing it, but what I'm trying to do is inspire people.
And I get it. And I get that.
And honestly, when you look at my comments and DMs, there are literally thousands of people that said, Vlad, you were the reason why I started saving money, why I started investing in stocks.
Listen, I'm telling you, Vlad stocks is great. I'm telling you that.
He told you that.
But understand who I am in your life.
Yeah.
I'm that guy that helps you not fuck up and do shit that a lot of white guys is guilty of doing. Okay?
Which is everything.
So now I'm like your black conscience. When I see you start doing
an app called Lord Jamar.
doing and saying some white man shit that's not cool, I gotta pull your coat. Vlad.
You gotta get an app that says Lord Jamar.
You gotta understand that mentality. That's a Republican mentality. The Republicans believe like they don't want socialism, even though they want socialism for corporations. They don't believe in welfare and shit like that. They believe you should pull yourself up
by your
on your own bootstraps.
bootstraps.
Now, don't get me wrong. Socialism is not a good thing. Socialism takes away freedom. But
I came from a socialist country.
Socialism,
a communist country.
Socialism takes away
Socialist Republic.
USSR, United Soviet Socialist Republic.
Oh yeah.
I don't want socialism. But shit has to be equal and fair. That's all we really need it to be.
Yeah.
If y'all would actually let it be equal and fair real,
it won't happen.
You would see a whole lot of shit change.
You know what? You know why? A good example is sports. You see what happened when they made it equal and fair? We smoked you, motherfuckers.
Right.
I mean,
and so now they won't make it equal and fair in the head office.
Because they know academically, first of all, the highest degrees in America are black women, are the most educated in America, who are the most disrespected, and the highest degrees are held by Nigerians, and amongst immigrants, Nigerians have the highest degrees. So academically, we are smoking white folks left and right. That's why when I see a white scientist, I do not believe him. I believe Neil deGrasse Tyson, motherfucker.
No, don't believe him either.
Why?
He's an actor.
God damn it, he's not an actor. He's smart.
He's an actor. Trust me, he's not.
He's not a real astronaut.
I will smoke Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Wow, you guys should battle. That would be dope as fuck. Tyson versus Jamar. It's some science, but
Him
either
and
way,
Neil, the science guy, they're both actors.
Well,
They're
Bill
actors.
Nye. I fuck with Neil deGrasse Tyson. Do his show, but I would. you need
he's
to,
on there with you, right?
You're damn right, I'm on there. But the fact that,
fuck him.
But here's the thing: the fact that Lord Jamar is challenging Neil deGrasse Tyson in science. That's what I'm saying. We are the shit when it comes to fucking science because we were doing it before everybody. So academically, even the Ivy League schools, which the only thing they had was exclusion, now that like immigrants are coming in and they're starting to lose out because academic standings are by minorities. They're the ones pulling up the bullshit because America's mainly white, right? Okay. But these universities aren't keeping up with the world as far as academics. It ain't the white students that are holding it up. I'm not saying there aren't any smart white students, but you know how you used to think white students were the fucking smart ones all the time.
Quick fun fact.
Yeah.
Did you know that the white Masons in America,
Scottish Rite,
did not accept...
The Freemasons?
That's the Scottish Rite.
They did not accept the black Masons or acknowledge them until 1993.
What the fuck is that? That's the Prince Hall, yeah? Prince Hall. The black Masons are the Prince
had
Hall.
to go over to like Scotland or something to even become.
Right.
Yeah, so they got down with the Prince Hall, but for a long time they weren't allowed to go
1993.
into the lodges here in America of the white Masons, of the Masons here.
I actually joined the Freemasons at one point.
Are you a Mason?
Yeah, but I joined, but then I never really followed up after that.
Was there dues?
The what?
So you're not no
pay-
real
yeah,
travel
pay
agent.
Not really, no.
So,
No,
wow.
No, I joined and then, yeah, everyone, the guy that brought me in the lodge was full of like 80, 90-year-olds. So it was just kind of like I couldn't really relate.
Oh, shit.
I kind of fell off, yeah.
You
But yeah,
gotta-
I guess I'm technically one, but,
Do you do the
yeah,
shake
well,
and stuff? Do you do the handshake?
I didn't get that far.
Damn.
But I got sworn in.
What? Oh, wow. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I just didn't do the steps.
You didn't have to pay for nothing? You just got sworn in?
I just got sworn in, yeah.
I thought you had to
didn't
go through a
the real
ritual.
shit. Okay.
I went through the initiation ritual.
Okay.
I don't even know if
Did
I'm
you
supposed
do
to be
the
saying
shock of
this or
entry?
not.
I don't know if you. I don't know. Are they gonna cut your tongue
Did
or
you do the
something?
shock of entry?
I mean, I remember there was a whole thing they read to me.
Did they
and
pierce your nipple?
No, they didn't pierce my nipple, but
The
they said
hell?
something about cutting my from neck to neck. I remember that part.
What?
If
Yeah.
you reveal the secret,
Yeah.
they'll cut you from
Right.
Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
exactly.
wow. Okay,
Right,
let's
yeah.
shut the fuck up and move on. How about that? How about that? How about we just move on? I don't know what you're talking about. Mason Dixon line?
I don't
What you
even know
talking
why I
about?
brought that up.
We're talking about, you're talking about white privilege and how he's trying to motivate it, but it's like, it's true. Like, even when we think positive, we go, okay, go ahead.
I'm
No,
sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Just before I forget.
Go ahead.
Just because it's who your audience is.
Yeah.
See, most of your audience for VladTV, let's
Black.
keep it real,
Yeah,
is
Black.
going to be black.
Yeah.
So understand who you're talking to when you say these things.
Yes.
And just don't be a little more sensitive. I'm just saying, I want you to be more sensitive to your audience
Fair enough.
of what they've been through and understand that it's not identical to what you as a white man in America, even though you're from Russia and all that, you still got it better.
Oh,
Even
no
as
doubt.
an immigrant
Oh, no doubt.
coming to
Oh, no
America,
doubt.
you still had it better
Yeah.
landing here than a fucking black person who's
Already been
people
here.
been here for
Yeah,
generations.
yeah.
Right, and my family always told me that I could do whatever I want.
Yeah.
My family never
So
raised
that
me.
right there
That's
was very
right.
helpful.
Yeah, they were like,
Like
don't
you
worry, you're
literally
fine.
have,
Don't
like
worry.
I've been to people's cribs, like where I've seen a black man mother tell him, nigga, you ain't gonna be shit.
Yeah.
You ain't shit.
Yeah.
Like, and I was in bad, like, and this, and I'm not even gonna lie, the time I'm remembering right now, yo, this dude was like 20-something years old and his mother was still saying it. Imagine what she said to him when he was a child.
Woo!
Yeah.
Because this guy was trying to do music, and I'm not gonna mention who it is.
Yeah.
Because this is somebody y'all probably heard of before.
Oh, so he finally made it, actually.
Yes, to a degree. Yes, he did.
Despite that.
Despite that.
Yeah.
But he was living in the projects with a mother telling him, nigga, you ain't gonna be shit. Turn that shit down.
Yeah. That's her own. That's her own
Insecurities.
internalization of
Now,
inferiority,
think of that.
reflecting
But
on
now
that.
think of the the white families who, Chad, you could be whatever you want.
That's
and
right.
they'll even let Chad curse at them and call him Mary and all
Fuck
that.
you, Mom.
Just
Fuck you. Suck my dick, Mom.
Just to instill some sort of self-esteem.
Suck
Well, I
my
don't want
cock,
to.
Mom.
I
Suck
don't
my
want to hurt
cock.
his self-esteem, so I'm not going to tell
Yeah.
him.
They even call their parents by their
Stop
first
calling
name,
me a
too.
bitch.
Listen, Bob, suck my dick. You can suck my dick, Bob. Yeah, suck my dick, Bob. I'm your father. You're Bob. Suck my cock.
Like-
Here, how about cock? How about cock in your mouth?
Like
I'm out of here.
straight
Okay,
up.
let's just, the
Like-
imagery of that is so
How about
fucked up.
cocks in your mouth, Mom? How about that? How about my cock in your mouth? Would you
Fuck
like that? How about that? I know what I'm gonna be, you little fucking, you're a cunt. You're a fucking
CEO.
cunt. Where's my cereal, you fucking cunt? You fucking cunt. That's what
Like,
you
I-
are.
and I've seen white kids.
Hell yeah! This
Shit
shit
out
is
of
calling
these
their
fucking
mom.
parents.
My boy used to call his mom by her name, like Gail. Gail, what the fuck, Gail? I'm like, who's
Serious.
Gail? I was
Serious.
like, who's Gail? That's my mom, dude. I'm like, you know your mama's name? He's like, you don't know your mom's name? Fuck no. It's mommy, nigga. What the fuck? I'm Godfrey Jr. and I don't know my dad's name. Fuck is wrong with you, man? You got your fucking mind? Calling my dad by his name? I can imagine going, hey, Godfrey, who the hell are you talking to? I will kill you in your sleep. Oh, my goodness. What? The whole of Nigeria would call and say, Godfrey, did you call your father by his first name? Oh, my God. Africa is crying right now. Africa,
have to die.
You have to die. They have to kill you. You cannot say your father's name. You are crazy. Are you out your mind? Oh, shit. You know how it is.
I interviewed Jadena,
Okay.
right? And he explained to me.
And when I actually buried my father, I had to bury him. I had to bring up a lot of AK-47s. I had to employ military commandos.
I had to bring AK-47s
just to bury my father.
to go to Nigeria.
Well, to where I'm from.
To where you're from.
Yeah,
Why? Because it's a war zone?
Because when you're light-skinned, you're a heavier target for being kidnapped.
Why?
Because you're seen as more valuable. You're seen as
Wow,
you're white, therefore you have money.
Wow,
You're American, therefore you have more money. If you have more money, you're easy to kidnap. And if you're easy to kidnap, we're gonna get you.
And I titled it around that. And Nigeria lost their fucking mind.
Fuck, man.
To the point where
we don't give a fuck about this light-skinned.
Right.
He's not more valuable.
To the point where I guess in Nigeria there is, you know, like the Onion, like, you know, the fake news, like, you know, comedy newspaper.
Yeah.
There's an equivalent of the Onion in Nigeria.
What's it called?
I don't know what it's called, but they did a whole article about him by the Nigerian kid.
Cassava.
You know, the
cassava. Did you read the cassava? I can't believe what they say.
It was a you know, parody article by the Nigerian Kidnappers Association denouncing Jidenna, saying that we, you know,
It was a fake.
Yeah, it was fake, but it was saying how like we are so insulted that we kidnap dark-skinned people at the same rate.
Because Nigeria is mainly dark skin anyway.
Right.
Wow, and then Nigerians
He
snapped, didn't they?
refused to interview with me after that. He was so angry with me over like
Because
focusing on that part of the interview.
When you joke about Nigerians or hate, sometimes they don't understand sarcasm.
He wasn't joking.
Wow.
He was serious.
So, yeah. So has he spoken to you ever?
No, he hasn't spoken to me. I mean, he went on, I think, Hot 97 to say that that's not really what he meant and whatever else.
But he has to correct that because the Nigerian population is strong, and culturally, you cannot say the wrong shit, man. That's real talk. It's the truth. You cannot say the wrong shit. They will get on you, man. They watch, man. A lot of Nigerians around the world. There's a lot of everybody around the goddamn world. Culturally, you can get in trouble for shit. If you're Arabic, you say the wrong shit, they gonna get on your ass. You know what I mean? It's like, you gotta be very careful. You know, you say something, you Russian, hell, you know. Russians are everywhere too.
Yeah, you know, Jidenna responds to Nigerians who were insulted by light skin comment. Like he had to do like a whole like big letter explaining it, the whole thing.
Well,
like,
thanks, Vlad.
Thanks, Vlad.
So maybe he was telling the truth, and maybe they didn't want to hear it in public. But I wouldn't doubt it. It's not like being light skinned is not valued. That's a known thing. I mean, there's Nigerians that lighten their skin, that are on Instagram, that lighten their skin and feel more valuable. It's dude, there's a thing called Ambi. Ambi is a fucking lightening cream. It's been around since the 70s, man.
Culturally, people get better jobs for being light skinned and all of that type of shit. Like.
But in Hollywood, which is great, it's not light skinned people don't run it. All kinds of different black people are getting their shit off, which is great.
Remember
all
when Blac Chyna was going over Nigeria
Yeah.
to promote her lightning skin? One of the big Nigerian artists was like, "You can come over here and shake your ass, but leave that poison at home."
There you go, boy. He's like, "You can't do it, please. We don't want the lighting skin. Please don't light our skin. Do not light our skin."
Oh man,
Get
and
out
it's
of here.
crazy how she go over there to exploit.
Bullshit.
You know what I mean? You're gonna go over there to exploit that skin lightening.
That's
shit.
fucking horrible.
Did she lighten her skin, her own skin?
I mean,
Because they showed
already mad light,
was
but,
like,
but they're
I know, 'cause
saying
they showed old pictures that she looked a little darker, but I couldn't tell whether it was lighting.
I like
or
when
what.
I like one girl got splotchy. She looks like a goddamn leopard. It's hilarious.
Oh yeah,
She tried to lighten her skin.
Winnie. Oh no. Well, there's
Some
a
lady-
girl with vitiligo. Winnie Harlow.
Not the vitiligo. One lady tried to lighten her skin, and she had got a bad batch of that shit.
that vitiligo
She's like
girl,
a
she
leopard. She looks spotty as fuck.
No, she pretty. I mean, you know,
She has nice features.
Yeah.
Who
nice,
does?
Nice figure.
the vitiligo.
Winnie.
The model?
girl,
Yeah.
Who's dating
Wiz Khalifa.
Wiz Khalifa. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about there was a lady who just wanted to lighten her skin. Her shit got blotchy. She looked like a fucking leopard. Ah! Rawr. That's what you fucking get. Rawr. Fucking Spotty. Hey, Spotty, come here. Hey, what are you? What are you, half black? A quarter? What are you? You're Spotty. What the fuck are these spots here for?
Dalmatian.
You know how they say, I don't care if you're polka dot, yellow, green. Well, we have some polka dot people, folks. We got somebody that's polka dot.
We're going to end it with that.
Okay.
Godfrey, Lord Jamar.
Yeah,
You know,
brother.
We did,
brother.
did something new today.
Okay.
We did something new.
Did something new.
We got to do it again.
We're going to do it again.
Oh, yeah.
Peace.
Peace.